Action Rentals, Center Street Wealth Management, East 10 Rentals, ETSU, Hamlet Dobson, Olson Medical Group, Italian Village, Jeff's Pipe and Muffler, Jenkins Insurance, Max Medicine Mart, McGriff Insurance, Music Doctors, Nards Automotive, Select 7 Credit Union, Spivey, King and Spivey, the Regional Eye Center, Valley View Animal Clinic, Wallace Nissan, Ingalls, and by Golden Corral. Now your host for Dobyns-Bennett football on ESPN Tri-Cities, sideline reporter Michael Holt, and in the booth, Todd Freeman and Steve Wilman.
And a very pleasant Friday evening, Indian fans. Welcome inside the press box here at J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Tonight's non-conference game here at J. Fred Johnson Stadium against the David Crockett Pioneers. The teams meet for just the 8th time in the rivalry between the two schools, located just over 1/2 hour apart. Originally scheduled for David Crockett High School, but those lighting infrastructure issues at the Washington County School still not quite resolved yet, and so we're happy to be here at J. Fred Johnson Stadium and hosting the Pioneers for a second straight year. Appreciate Athletic Director Josh Kite, Head Coach Hayden Chanley, and his staff for allowing the switch to be made here to J. Fred so we can play on a Friday night. It has many options that could have been done, including potentially on Saturday, but high school football was meant to be played on Friday night, and we're happy to be here one extra time this year for you here at J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Lots to get to here on the Coach Joey Christian pregame reports. We'll have a look at both teams, look at their respective seasons thus far, as David Crockett comes in at 2-1 on the year, and Dobyns-Bennett comes in, of course, unbeaten at 3-0. We'll have a look at the head coaches, a look at the short series between the two schools, the starting lineups, and of course, we'll have a conversation with your head coach, Joey Christian. We'll do all that in 2 minutes. This is Dobyns-Bennett Indian football on ESPN Tri-Cities and the live stream on YouTube. We're back in 2 minutes.
The doctors at Appalachian Orthopedics know that unexpected injuries happen, and they are committed to keeping athletes and fans in the game. From Monday to Saturday, patients with acute orthopedic injuries can simply walk into the orthopedic urgent care for same-day treatment. No appointment necessary. See Appalachian Orthopedics' dedicated team at the Bristol Midway and Johnson City locations for specialized care you can trust. Learn more at AppalachianOrthopedics.com.
Center Street Wealth Management Group has been built around a deep respect for planning. Our commitment is to help you plan effectively, invest wisely, and map a realistic course to your future. Call Senior Financial Advisor Jeff Bedford, Tim Colvin, Greg Taylor, or Natalie Wells at 423-765-1000. We proudly support the Dobyns-Bennett football team. Roll Tribe.
Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, member SIPC. Center Street Wealth Management Group is a separate entity of Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network. Since 1962, East 10 Rentals has taken care of your equipment needs, from big contractor jobs to home improvements. The highly qualified staff at East 10 Rentals can get you the right equipment and tools you need to complete any job. Your Bobcat, Steel, and Gravely dealer. Rent it or buy it. East 10 Rentals. Come see us today in Johnson City. East 10 Rentals. What you need, when you need it.
East Tennessee State University provides personalized, innovative, and hands-on learning opportunities. At ETSU, education is more than just textbooks and lectures. The world is your classroom thanks to experiential learning opportunities filled with real-world value. Students and alumni have earned prestigious internships and jobs at Disney, Google, and Hollywood blockbuster companies, helping you go from enrolled to employed. That's the ETSU Edge. Join us at etsu.edu/edge.
Now back to Ingalls High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
All right, welcome back here to J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Steve Wilmoth alongside Todd Freeman in the booth, back with us tonight after a Labor Day weekend at North Myrtle Beach. And glad you made it back in one piece, my friend.
I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to be back. I'm going to say I didn't hate missing going. I tell you, we had a great time, had a good break, but listened to you and Michael and Tiger and enjoyed listening to Mr. Brooks be back on the call. Glad he filled in for me, and then glad to let him know that he's welcome back anytime. And tell you what, though, it's nothing like Friday night, and be ready for some Dobyns-Bennett football.
And we're happy to be back with you at J. Fred Johnson Stadium. I understand as late as this afternoon, people were still learning that this game was actually going to be here instead of down in Jonesboro. And I'm happy that it's here because we've got all the facilities we need to make Michael Holt available on the sideline. That might have been iffy down there. So, Michael, extra time for you this week, my friend. Welcome back.
Thanks, guys. Good to be here again. Todd, we missed you, but I must say that it was good to be able to say that I've actually done a broadcast with Tiger now. I mean, the man's a legend, and I wanted to be part of that. So I got that in, and Todd, you're back.
Thank you for welcoming me back. I hope Tiger's not listening.
By the way, of course, we're here at ESPN Tri-Cities thankful that the folks here at Dobyns-Bennett Athletics allow us to be your audio tonight for the video stream on YouTube. And that video stream is brought to you tonight by Spivey, King & Spivey in Kingsport, a general practice law firm focusing on criminal defense and family law issues. The firm serves the Tri-Cities area in Kingsport, Johnson City, Bristol, and surrounding areas, including Rogersville, Elizabethton, Greenville, Irwin, and Mountain City, and provides over 75 years of combined experience in matters dealing with criminal law, divorce and/or custody, business disputes, personal injury, workers' comp, construction, civil litigation, and medical malpractice. Spivey, King & Spivey combines decades of trial experience in criminal and civil matters with the energy and perseverance which are demanded in today's modern legal environment. If you need any of those services, please call 423-245-4185 and schedule your appointment. So appreciate those folks, as always, making it possible for video streaming on YouTube here for Dobyns-Bennett football.
Yeah, we really do appreciate Spivey, King & Spivey to sponsor the live stream, to let some people that can't get out to the game and to watch our Dobyns-Bennett Indians. And Steve, you're talking about the live stream. Really also want to give a real big thank you to Wes Franklin here at Dobyns-Bennett, because let's be honest with you, if it wasn't for Wesley and his technical prowess, it would have been hard for you all to be on the air with the way we do it without Wesley stepping in for me and getting you all up and going.
No question. And by the way, tonight's broadcast is dedicated to the memory of Sevier coach Keith Guthrie, who passed away this morning. Understand, I did not know him well. I've met him. I've watched his daughter Jordan play on Dobyns-Bennett's volleyball team this year, but I understand he had been sick for a little bit, so unfortunately he passed away this morning. And of course, he's part of Dobyns-Bennett Indian sports. When you coach at the middle school, you're part of Dobyns-Bennett Indian sports, and so we will miss Keith. We will dedicate tonight's broadcast to his memory.
Yeah, absolutely. And our thoughts and prayers go out to his family in this time, a tough situation. And but that's, everybody talking about UT involved for life. There's really a tribe for life type atmosphere here. Once you become a Dobyns-Bennett Indian, doesn't matter what level, you're always an Indian.
And David Crockett has dealt with some unfortunate situation this week. Two students in their school were critically injured in a car accident. They are still in the hospital, and there's great concern there for both of those. It's a brother and a sister. It's even, I just can't even go there. So we are praying for those, hope for a great result there, but we know that there's probably a lot of kids out there on this football team that know one or both of that brother-sister combination. So we want to remember that as well tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that's it's hard to fathom what this team's going through, what the family's going through, and what the David Crockett family's going through, and a tough situation. And like you said, it's not looking well, but hopefully a miracle can come down and touch that family.
These two teams meeting tonight for just the 8th time in a series that dates back to 2009. The first 6 games were basically played when the TSSAA put both teams in the same region, Region 1 5A. Last year's game was the first ever non-region game, and of course today's will be the second. The initial game, Tribe running back Chris Sensabaugh rushed 19 times for 154 yards and a touchdown, and quarterback David Roop hit Rusty Clark on a 19-yard score. That was a 17-6 win in that game. Freshman place kicker Chad Diminick also connected on a 19-yard field goal. Remember, standout David Crockett running back Choppy Sumo was a stud that year. We held him to just 36 yards rushing at halftime, but he had 126 in the game. Last year, the Tribe defense limited Crockett to just 29 yards of total offense in the second half. Indians did commit 4 turnovers, but they got 3 touchdown passes from Jake Carson in what was a 35-7 win last year on this field. So it's a 7-0 series. Dobyns-Bennett Crockett. It's hard to believe, if you've been around these parts for as long as we have, Todd, that 2 schools I did the Google Maps. It's 36 minutes from here to there, according to the Google Maps. It's hard to believe that these two teams have only played 7 times because Crockett's been around since the 70s.
Well, yeah, I mean, it has, but it's kind of weird. And I guess we don't feel like they're that far west. But, you know, they were in that IMAC area that, you know, their conference was against that Jefferson County, Sevierville area, played those teams. And it's hard to think that they played there when they're only 37 minutes from here. And it just, you know, we're just putting a lot of games there. But since a lot of reclassifications and reorganizations and schools built and everything else, not just in football, but we've seen them more. And, of course, being in our conferences and some of the other things. But, yeah, you would think that as long as that school's been around in the 70s, you thought it played more than 7 times.
No question. Crockett head coach Hayden Chanley is 37-16 in his 5th season at David Crockett. He's already the Pioneers' all-time winningest coach, earning that distinction with his 21st career win last year, a 31-7 win over Knox Webb on September the 11th. Chanley is a Daniel Boone graduate. Of course, if you know anything about that, that's a bitter rivalry. Now, they've got a lot of Boone coaches at David Crockett High School currently. He graduated in 2011, was a 3-sport star with the Trailblazers. You know, he was part of that tremendous senior class they had out there with Travis Keever and Austin Reppert and our friend Kevin Connell. They had a tremendous run in all 3 of those sports with those fantastic athletes. And he went on and played linebacker for 3 seasons at UVA Wise. Graduated with the degree in sports management. Of course, he served the Cavs coaching staff as a special teams assistant. In 2015, of course, he's also enlisted in the United States Air Force National Guard. And so he's graduated basic training and technical school there 6 years ago. And then he came back and coached on Dewey Lust's staff at Bluefield College, where he coached running backs, fullbacks, and tight ends, and was co-special teams coordinator for the 2017 season before he took over as Crockett head coach on April 10th, 2018, relieving Gerald Sensabaugh.
Well, we'll talk about Chanley.
Okay.
And I tell you what I think when he came in, he was absolutely the right guy. That he has that Air Force background, that even as a National Guard, played football all his life and everything else. And what you've seen out of David Crockett is a team that has been a little bit more poised, a little bit more what you hope to see on a football field. You know, we got to watch him coach last year here. You know, just a real good man, and I think he's doing a great job there. You know, 37-16 at a school that the program did not have a lot of rich history in football. I think he's done a great job. Michael?
Absolutely, guys. I remember coaching against Hayden as a player at Boone, and you're right, he was part of a tremendous class out there. But I mean, I don't think anybody can have a knock on him as a coach. It seems he's doing it the right way, and he's certainly having success. There's no question about that. I think he's brought Crockett from you know, an afterthought at times, if you want to be honest, to somebody you don't look over anymore. They're very well respected under him.
No question. Dobyns-Bennett's Joey Christian, also in his 5th year here at Dobyns-Bennett, 33-16 overall. Dobyns-Bennett football history. This is the 102nd year for Dobyns-Bennett football. The contest against David Crockett is a 1,103rd game in Dobyns-Bennett football history. The Tribe sporting an 815 win, 259 loss, 28 tie record. 2 wins on the all-time list behind Pine Bluff, Arkansas, Lawton, Oklahoma, and Ada, Oklahoma, all of which won last week. Indians are just one of 26 teams, or the 26th winningest team, I should say, in high school football across the nation, and one now of 41 with 800 wins. I believe, I didn't write it down, I think it was a school out of Louisville, Kentucky, won its 800th game last Friday night. So I always like to keep track of that list. So anyway, right before we go to break, guys, we were on the field before the game. The team is loose, and it looks like they're ready to go.
Yeah, it does. We'll kind of touch on this, too. A uniform combination that we'll never hardly see here at Dobyns-Bennett. I haven't seen, but they look loose. And during pre-warm-ups and look like that that they just kind of got a little swagger about them, Michael.
I'd agree with that assessment 100%. Kind of that quiet confidence. I think they really feel like they're starting to hit their stride as this season, as we move towards the middle of this season. But absolutely, a good, confident bunch down here. They look ready to go, and I love the Stormtrooper look here.
All right, we'll take a 2-minute timeout. Come back. You will hear from head coach Joey Christian right here on your Voice of the Indians, ESPN Tri-Cities.
I'm Bob Childers with Hamlet.
That should work because it's 50.
When high school football began in this community, back in 1921, the game was played both differently. Players were not required to wear headgear, and teams sometimes used a single beam mason, in addition to the basic equal mason that is used today. In 1921, Hamlet Dobson was providing quality service to both schools. Rules of that game will never change. Hamlet Dobson Funeral, family since 1960.
Life can be a lot sometimes, but at Holston Medical Group, our primary care providers are here through it all, whether it be a routine checkup or something unexpected. Because at HMG, we're here for you through every stage of life with the best primary care and support, whether it's you or the people you love most. Choose HMG, your health partner for life. Now accepting new patients. Call 877-464-1213.
Whether you're looking for power or you love the competition today, come to Jeff's Pipe and Muffler in Kingston. Jeff's Pipe and Muffler specializes in custom exhaust systems, Flowmaster, Joule exhaust, MagnaFlow exhaust, manifolds, oil changes and brakes, and automotive repair. To unleash your engine's beast, come to Jeff's Pipe and Muffler. No appointment needed. We can hear you coming. That's Jeff's Pipe and Muffler, 817 East Sullivan Street, Kingsport. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30.
Dobyns-Bennett High School game coverage is brought to you by Citizens Bank, a local community bank focused on the success of the areas they serve. Whether it's managing household finances, purchasing a home, or obtaining resources for your business, Citizens Bank has experts ready to provide a helping hand. Find out more about the Citizens Bank local advantage by visiting citizensbank24.com today. Bank your own way. Citizens Bank, equal housing lender member FDIC.
Now back to Eagles High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Well, Coach, it's hard to believe we're here week 4, but great surprise, we're here at the Fred.
Yeah, we weren't supposed to be here at the Fred on game 4, but I sure am glad we are. And I know, I hope that there's a lot of people that shows up tonight and understands that as well. You know, I've said all week, it's as far as I know, it's the first time that Dobyns-Bennett's worn white uniforms in J. Fred, and I guarantee you it's the first time they've worn all white uniforms in J. Fred. So our kids are excited about that. They love the all white look. They call it the Star Wars uniforms. The Stormtroopers is what they call them. So, you know, they're excited about that. I hope that does something about their play, and we play like we're excited to be here.
Coach, it is week 4. You know, at this point in time, what are you seeing out of your football team? What kind of the expectations now after a couple of weeks?
Well, the expectations are always going to be the same. You know, I always talk about the standard. The standard of Dobyns-Bennett football is the spears on the helmet. We got to play to the standard of the spears, and we've done that. In the first 3 games, we have done that. We have played hard, extremely hard. We've done what we would ask us to do. Now, we haven't played smart all the time, but we have played hard. And what I've seen out of our team is a group of guys that really like each other. You know, they like being around each other. And as a coach, if you got them that really likes being around each other, then you know that's going to lead to a little extra effort. And you know, they're not going to quit on the man beside them in the huddle or on the sideline or wherever it's at. So just a really good group of young men who's worked hard and continues to work hard, and you know, can't wait to see us keep that up for an entire season.
Coach, what does Crockett bring to some challenges for you tonight?
Well, they bring a lot of challenges. You know, it's the biggest team, the biggest front, the biggest box that we've had to block without close. The Emil brothers, you know, 42 at linebacker. He maybe is not quite as big as the one we saw last week from Morristown East, but he's pretty dang close. You know, it's a big challenge. We don't have the biggest offensive line, and you know, if I'm gonna be honest, really last year we couldn't run the ball against these guys, especially in the first half. They just kind of would just sit in there and anchor in there. And, some of them, you got like a potential nose that's 320 pounds and a 260-pound end. And those are guys that, one of our offensive tackles probably weighs about 210. That's going to be really hard for him to get a lot of movement on that. So the biggest core, the biggest front that we've seen. And then in the back end, they do a really good job of playing a lot of off coverages, not going to let you throw it over their head, not going to let you get behind them, a lot of the way that Tennessee High played us. And so offensively, we have a lot of challenges there that I think we'll have to maintain and sustain drives down the field. I don't think that we're going to be able to live and die by big plays and all the chunk splash plays.
Coach, you talked about they have some big kids, but they don't play a lot of kids. What kind of factor do you think that comes in with as many kids that you are playing?
Well, that should be. We hope that that's going to add up to our favor. It certainly should add up to in our favor. But listen, they play a lot of guys both ways and things like that. But they don't let the gas tanks get empty. They do a good job of rotating their guys in, not letting them get just super tired in that. So, I hope that that's an advantage that we have, an advantage that maybe we can capitalize on. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure that'll be the case, just the way they move them in and out so much.
Coach, this is week 4, game 4. It's you've played 3 games. How we are on the injury front?
Well, the injury front, we're good. I say the injury front that we have sustained in games is good. With Tony Simpson's out tonight, he got dinged up last week in the fourth quarter, and he's played a lot of valuable minutes for us at outside linebacker. And so we'll be without him at our outside backer spot. A couple guys in practice this week, a tweaked back and a tweaked groin. So we've got a couple guys that we're unsure. They're kind of game time decisions. I think they'll be a go. We'll see how that plays out. And so injury report is good, but we also got a lot of sickness going through the team right now. It's I guess, I don't know. Standing out here right now, I wouldn't swear that the calendar's turned over and that it's
feeling a little fallish.
Yeah, it's we've got a little sickness with it right now, and so we got to overcome that. Hopefully that don't affect our play tonight.
Well, Coach, I know you're excited about it. I know it's a big game, and we're looking forward to see what the Indians do at home tonight.
All right, yeah, it's always great to be in J. Fred. So yeah, we're definitely excited to be here and glad to have this opportunity. So
good evening,
our kids will play hard, and we'll just have to look up the scoreboard at the end of the night and see who's got more points on their side.
All right, Coach, we'll talk to you at halftime one time.
We'll try.
All right, thank you very much, Todd. It was windy down there before the game. I do remember that.
The Pioneers
heard some of that wind.
It was windy, and Michael, is that wind still here?
It's coming in spurts, let's say. It's definitely not as aggressive as it was, not quite as windy, but there's a little breeze down here. It doesn't feel too bad, to be honest.
Holder number 2, Garrett Clark.
Well, we're going to have the Dobyns-Bennett inning starting lineup as we kind of flip our normal pregame script, because we're going to bring you a special video presentation of Dobyns-Bennett starters here in just a minute. We're about a minute or so away from that. PA announcer John Cleary is going through the Crockett starting lineup, but there were some things that Joey said there in the interview about injuries. Tony Simpson last week had 4 tackles for loss against Morristown East, and that's a significant loss. You look at the depth chart and who might fill in there. Peyton Franklin is listed there as the backup at that spot. They're behind Cannon Mullins. And, of course, Franklin's been playing a lot of offense as well. So we'll see how that plays out. And, of course, the couple of tweaks during the week were 2 starters, too, by the way. So we'll see if both cornerback Nigel Vidal and safety George Evans are able to go. I think I agree with Coach Christian Bell. At least give it a shot and see what happens to begin this football game. We've been really fortunate on the injury front so far this year.
LaMarcus Dunn and number 2, Garrett Clark.
Unbelievable that you can lose them during practice instead of games.
Yeah,
that's the way it happens.
It's the way it happens, but that's why you've got to get other guys ready, and the old saying of people having to step up, and that's what we'll have to do tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask
tell that the sun is
attention to
right
the
there.
jumbo.
Yeah, it's right there on your eyes.
Right there on my eyes. Yep. My wife's telling me it's kind of sunny there. I'm like, yes, it is. Anyway, we're getting ready for the video, so we're kind of hanging on here.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Cannon Mullins, 1, long snapper.
Drayton Manning, 16, punter kicker.
Titan Thomas, 42, kicker punter.
Nicholas McVeigh, 58, PT.
Brandon Banks, 53, nose. Chris Harris, 64.
Justin Hill, 40, defensive end.
Cannon Mullins, number 1, outside linebacker.
Andrew Myers, 24, linebacker.
Branson Carswell, 4, linebacker.
Nigel Vidal, 20, cornerback.
Jonathan Gillespie, 0, corner. Aiden Russell, 2, strong safety.
George Evans, 5, free safety.
John Tebow, 77, offensive tackle.
Ryder Brown, 52, O-line.
Will Ford, 70, right guard. Gavin Comerford, 55, left guard.
Carson Christian, 57.
Brody Dunford, 32, tight end.
Dakari Dixon, 7, slot receiver. Aiden Russell, 2, wide receiver. Jonathan Gillespie, 0, wide receiver. Braden Simpson, 30, running back.
Jake Carson, 13, quarterback.
All right, so there's your Dobyns-Bennett starters, and that was, by the way, that was very well done.
It is very well done.
That is some next level stuff right there. You might also notice during the introduction to the starting lineup, Jonathan Gillespie identifies himself as number 0. He doesn't even have a 0 jersey on. He's got his arms folded. He's not in 0 tonight. He'll be number 88 again tonight. We told you last week that the TLSAA during the offseason approved the use of the number 0 as an official uniform number. Joey told me Wednesday night that as soon as that was approved, he ordered the jerseys, and they're still not here yet. So Jonathan's still in number 88 tonight. If you're watching and you see 88 out there, not 0, that is Jonathan Gillespie.
Yeah, it's cool that he wants that 0, but in the world of post-pandemic, supply chain issues is hitting everywhere.
Even 0 jerseys. All right. We'll take another 2-minute timeout, come back, and we will look at the David Crockett starting lineup. We're back in 2 minutes. This is Dobyns-Bennett Indian Football right here on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Want a good laugh? Watch those funny insurance ads on TV. Is it good auto, home, business, or life insurance? Come to Jenkins Insurance Group in Kingsport, an independent insurance agent. See for yourself that more than 90% of Erie customers stay with Erie after year. Call Jenkins Insurance Group for a quote today. 423-245-ERIE. It's 245-3743.
Max Medicine Mart offers an array of different services, friendly and experienced pharmacists and staff to make your visit quick and easy. With drive-through,
ladies and gentlemen, now entering the field, please welcome the Dobyns-Bennett High School Marching Indian Band.
We offer Good Foods Grocery for healthy food options. Unique Boutique has stylish
The band is under the direction of Blake Cook, Ryan Gilbert, and Jacob Carpenter. Percussion instructors are Daniel Del Moro, Jeff Upshaw, and Josh Cassidy. Color guard instructors are Jed Garvey, Catherine Gilbert, Caroline Gilbert, and Judy Shao.
Kingsport Branch, 1708 East Stone Drive, or online at select7cu.org. We've been serving area families for over 73 years. Select 7 Credit Union, helping you select a brighter future. Proud sponsor of the Dobyns-Bennett Indian, federally insured by the NCUA. If you've been accused of a crime or face any legal problems and you need a lawyer, there's a number you can call for help. If you're having legal difficulty with family law or you need legal counsel, there's a place for you to turn. Call the experienced law firm of Spivey, King & Spivey at 423-245-4185 for a confidential attorney-client consultation, or go to SpiveyKing&SpiveyLLP.com for more information. Experienced legal counsel is a phone call or mouse click away. Spivey, King & Spivey.
Now back to Ingles High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
All right, welcome back here to J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Steve Wilmoth, Todd Freeman, Michael Holt alongside as we get ready for David Crockett and Dobyns-Bennett here at the stadium. Let's take a look now at the David Crockett starting lineup. We'll start at left tackle, Alex Tyson, 6'3", 250, a senior. Left guard, Julian Emile, 5'11", 290, a sophomore. The center is Isaiah Tizer, 6'2", 320, a sophomore. Right guard, Jason Emile, 5'11", 260, a sophomore. And right tackle, Tyson Matthews, 6'4", 295, a junior. So up front, they have one senior, two sophomores, two juniors, and average about 275 pounds across the line. They have two returning starters from last year. The Mills are just sophomores, but they played a bunch last year on both sides of the ball. And you start talking about kids that size, Joey was just talking about getting around people that size. How you get around, do you give way, you give yards. And so that battle up front tonight with that size, it's a Dobyns-Bennett defensive line that averages about 240 is going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, it really is. And we struggled running the football against them last year. You heard Joey kind of talk about that. And it wasn't necessarily that we was getting beat at the line of scrimmage. We just couldn't move the line of scrimmage. You couldn't make those holes. And Michael, you're down there looking at them. I mean, what does it look like on the field compared to the teams we've played in the first 3 weeks?
You know, because as you were talking there, I was sitting here thinking to myself, a couple games this year we've talked about, are they as big as they look? Simply put, tonight, they're as big as they look.
As Joey told me, he says, 320 is 320. Doesn't matter where you play, 320 shows up where you play. Quarterback is Jake Fox, 6'2", 215, a junior. He played here as a sophomore last year, had off-season shoulder surgery. It was very late in the off-season, so he did not start the opener against Sullivan East that Crockett won 49-38. Did not start against Letcher County, Kentucky, a game Crockett won 35-0, but was forced into action. Fortunately, he had just been cleared. Aiden Clark had been moved over from wide receiver, and he actually took snaps the first 2 games, but he was injured against Letcher County, an injury that was pretty scary too, by the way, folks. And so Fox is back at quarterback. Clark is still out. And so now Jake Fox has completed 23 of 42 passes for 416 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. The running back is Javon Emile. There's the third one from the family. 5'10", 175, a junior.
Roll, drive,
he will be backed up by Dylan Callahan, a 5'11", 165 junior. Emile has 194 yards rushing. Dylan Callahan has 131 yards rushing. Aiden Clark, before the injury, had 111 yards rushing. Jake Whaley will also get some carries. He had 77 yards rushing, and Fox, 6 carries for -7. All 5 of those guys have scored 1 touchdown. The wide receivers are Garrett Clark at 5'10", 165, a junior. And on the other side is a sophomore, 6'2", 175. LaMarcus Dunn on the year. 14 catches, 285 yards, all 5 Crockett receiving touchdowns. And he is the son of former Science Hill basketball star Javon Johnson. Now, that's all I need to tell you right there. And that guy at 6'2", Dobyns-Bennett struggled last week with a receiver that was 6'6" on the vertical passing game. This guy may be 6'2", but he plays every bit of 6'6" at his athletic ability.
Yeah, and like I said, I was on vacation, Steve. I was watching the live stream, and you could see it. Really struggle with that tall receiver, the lanky receivers, high pointing, going up, getting the ball. And Michael, what can we do to help maybe defend that a little bit better than that?
Well, I mean, there's certain things you can do as far as your coverages in that aspect. But really, to me, the thing you do best is you leverage that. You really try to leverage that to the sideline or to where your help is. That's your best chance against a guy unless you're making wholesale changes.
Fullback is senior Gabe Farrell. We'll talk about him on the defensive side in a minute. Tight end, H-back, Adrian Wynn, 6'7", 215, a junior. They will be in a lot of 11 and 12 personnel formations. Joey says they like to wide up 2 to the wide side receivers, 12 personnel to the right side. Joey calls that his favorite formation in football. So he likes that formation, but it's a football team that wants to run the ball and take their shots downfield with Fox. His shoulder seems to be in good shape coming off that surgery. Defensively for Crockett, Jason Emile at one defensive end, Julian Emile at the nose tackle, Emmett at defensive end, 6'2", 220, a junior. He's the only defensive lineman that won't start both ways. And they do run, it's a true 3-4. I mean, we've seen teams in the first 3 games that classify themselves at 3-4, but they'll walk somebody up on the end. They'll pull somebody in the middle. This one is going to be, Joey said, we'll see more odd front tonight than any game we've seen all year.
Well, and that'll be something we'll have to get used to and have to make some adjustments. But I know they've worked on it all week. But, you used to see a lot of 3-4. You don't now, like you said, even though they say they're 3-4, it's really more of a 4-3 or 4-4. And it really creates some blocking schemes because Michael does, our blocking is really schemed. It's not hat on hat.
No, exactly. It does create problems when you see that odd front when you're not used to seeing it for the most part. But I feel like our offensive linemen are equipped to adjust as well as any out there right now. I really do.
The linebackers on the outside, Wynn is a two-way starter. Dylan Callahan, a two-way starter. There's Jake Whaley. We mentioned him carrying some. He's on the inside. Played outside last year against Dobyns-Bennett. He's on the inside now, 6 feet, 185, a junior. And Gabe Farrell, 6 feet, 220, a senior. He's among Crockett's leading tacklers. Whaley has 30. Farrell has 28 on the year. Callahan, 18. And Javion Emile, 16. And so, but that linebacker, Farrell, will hit as hard as any high school football player you will see this year.
Indian Nation, please welcome to the field the Dobyns-Bennett Spirit Shakers.
That's going up against a football team that likes
team
to
members
be very
include
running the football. And that's
Lady Morris, Ava Sanders, Maddie Boland, Caroline Clayball, Chloe Napier, Lily Arnold, Aubrey Deal, Kelsey Riley, Isabella Dye, Anna Wampler, Andrea Gordon, Abby Hathaway, Caitlin Schubert, Mercedes Hill, Maddie Watts, Claire Edson, Marley Qualls, Kaylee Fletcher, Amaya Wolf, Lee Wright, Chloe Stefan. The Spirit Shakers are under the direction of Amanda Cox and Maggie Boer. Choreography by Valerie Brown. The 2022-2023 Spirit Shakers.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2022-2023 Kingsport Sparkle Squad. The Sparkle Squad is composed of students from Rawson Robinson Middle School, John Sevier Middle School, and Dobyns-Bennett High School. This year's team is coached by Eva Pearson, April Hyde, and Stephanie Strickler, as well as many KCS staff volunteers, with choreography by Caroline Clayball. Students are joined on the field by their peers in the BUDS program.
I can offer your love and I'm running thin on my patience. Need someone to hug and took it back in the face. You see what you got me out here doing? Might have threw me off, but can't nobody stop the move. Let's go. Left foot, right foot, levitating. 5 stars, do it in I had to lace my shoes for all the blessings I was chasing. If I ever slip, I'm thought into a better situation. So catch up, go put some cheese on it, get out and get your bread up. They always leave me, father, you run together. Weight of the world on my shoulders, I get my head up. Now, baby, stand up, cause girl, you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Dobyns-Bennett Sparkle Squad. Roll Tribe. Fans, please pay attention to the following stadium announcements. Restrooms and concession stands are located on the visitor side behind the seating area, on the home side behind the lower seating section, and on the mid-level concourse. Special needs and wheelchair accessible seating is located on the home seating side. On the middle concourse, a wheelchair accessible area is located on the home side between the stadium tunnel entrance and the field house. There are also special needs areas on the visitor side.
You put the backups on these front, on the offensive front, the defensive front, and give that to a lot of teams, and those guys are starting those teams. It's unbelievable the number of people that Dobyns-Bennett has. They have more guys. They're going to play different on the offensive and defensive lines both, and Crockett will play in the trenches the entire night.
Yeah, and maybe you could argue that Dobyns-Bennett will play without this game's over with on the offensive and defensive line almost as many players as Crockett will play in the whole game. And it's just a special group. And Steve, we're up here watching. Of course, we're a distance away. We sometimes miss the interior linemen if they make a swap or whatever, and it's hard for us to pick up because we don't see any kind of drop off. And that's a special unit. And Michael, as a head coach, as a lines coach, even as a linebackers coach, when your front is that deep and you can run them out there and you don't lose anything, it's got to be fun to coach a group like that.
It is, absolutely. I remember back to 06, my first year here at Dobyns-Bennett with the linebackers I had, but I was talking to Coach Hayworth as they were warming up, and that's exactly what he expressed. It's such a luxury to have that right now.
Conversely, Crockett starts 6 kids on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Yeah, that has to play out tonight, especially in a night that's still fairly warm at this point. I was out in the park today. It was fairly warm, okay? Fairly warm. So we'll see how it all plays out, but you have to like that from Dobyns-Bennett's standpoint, what you have depth-wise, and it's quality depth, as Joey talks about.
Well, and let's say this, and Mike will be more experienced than I would, because in baseball you don't have to worry about, well, you might have to worry spring, but even in the cold, I think when you start talking about depth and you start talking about beating on each other, the trenches is just, it is what it is. And if you can get rest in that, by the end of the game, you're just going to be a whole lot better.
I mean, there's no doubt about that. Even if it's for a play or two at times, that's all you need. But having somebody with no letdown coming in just changes the whole idea of the game for you.
Dobyns-Bennett ending marching band taking the field. We'll hear from them momentarily.
And
as
Caroline
Quillen, region play predominantly tonight.
Of drum majors Ella Halliburton,
Morristown East
Sarah Jane Adams,
by the count of 42-14. So Dobyns-Bennett, Jeff County, and Science Hill sitting atop Region 1 6A. Crockett losing last week at Morristown West 31-9, and I got a chance to spend some time this week with Coach Chanley, and he talked a lot about
Here's Rocky Top. Ladies and gentlemen, we now ask that you please stand for the presentation of our national colors by the Dobyns-Bennett Air Force Junior ROTC Color Guard. Tonight's color guard is commanded by
looking forward to seeing what they have to offer.
Team members.
Hey, Michael, I know it's a little bit on the air, but I'll tell you what, let's try to keep that microphone in front of one of those speakers, and we'll try to pick up some of this national anthem with the special guests. So I'll let you maybe get that.
Tonight's
national anthem will be performed by Kingsport City School Board member, maybe President Melissa Woods, that she'll be singing while the band plays, and she'll be back in halftime for well, so we hope to get some of that as well.
Now we ask you that you please join us for a moment of silence.
Currently, right now in the field, a moment of silence as
Thank you.
Of course,
we now ask that you please remain standing. Remove your cap. Place your hand over your heart. Veterans, you are encouraged to render a hand salute. Now please join in singing as the TV band is joined by guest soloists and Kingsport City School Board President Melissa Woods for our national anthem.
I like that. That's a good omen right there.
We'd like to thank the News 5 WCYB for making us part of the 2022 Toyota's Friday Night Rivals, presented by Holston Medical Group. You can also watch the game on WCYB's Facebook Live. WCYB will also be recognizing the Hardee's Scholar Athletes for each of our schools tonight. Hope Krell from David Crockett and Jake Carson from Dobyns-Bennett are tonight's recipients. The Scholar Athletes will then have an opportunity to compete to receive a $5,000.
Yeah, it is, and I'll tell you what, it's a great time of the year. It still feels a little summertime, which I love, and we got this high school football. And Steve, I tell you what, I know we talk about college football all the time and talk about some of that, but I tell you what, there's nothing like big-time high school football. Well, and you're exactly right.
Fast life, the fast living. They see the ambition, they know I'm past driven. Look, we are not the same, this is not a game. I've been swerving through the city in and out of lanes. Yeah, cause if I see it, then I want it, then you better know I got it. And the watches, I'm about to do the thing. I'm an outlaw, you can never catch me. I'm in first place, you can never. These are the moments, only got one life. This is your moment, whether wrong or right. You're your own enemy, your own enemy, your own enemy. Yeah. When I fall, I keep running. Feel the pain, but I love it. Yeah. You know I'm built for it. You ain't gotta ask twice. You ain't by that fast life. 100 on the dash with the cash light. You ain't by that fast life. Big dog status with your stats like. You ain't by that fast life. Just know 100 duffers at the bag price. You ain't by that fast life. 6 speed, yeah, I'm smashing on the gas.
Hear the drums, feel the beat, fear the tribe.
Like you said, it's like prolong, and they were showing the white and everything else, and it come up, as the kids call it, this is the Stormtrooper look, and they played a little Star Wars Stormtrooper theme right before they came out. So another next level production here from the production group here at Dobyns-Bennett High School. And this is a unique, and I don't know, Steve, if you could come back and find out, but I would not be surprised if this is the first time in the history of J. Fred Johnson Stadium that your Dobyns-Bennett Indians is technically the visiting team. Well, we know one that might. Maybe we can talk him into looking into that.
Captains tonight for Crockett, number 1.
And Steve, real quick before we get into this tip-off, we did a moment's silence for something that we need to talk about, even though this is a local high school
Number
deal.
77, Isaiah Tiger.
We lost Queen Elizabeth, and for the majority of this world, none of us know what the world is like without having Queen Elizabeth as the monarchy for the United Kingdom.
Captains for Dobyns-Bennett.
She would now be queen, and it is a a surreal day because she's been in charge for 70 years. And like I said, so for this to happen, at some point it always happens, but it is for the world, because she was, I heard a few people talk about it, and she was a world
Number
queen.
5, George Evans.
Yep.
Remaining captain, Carton McVeigh for Dobyns-Bennett.
Yeah, well, it's cool to see some military out there, and pretty neat to have him out there and representing what's going on. It's pretty cool. And of course, we're Sunday away from another year anniversary of the 9/11, and so it's with Queen Luke passing away in 9/11. It is a surreal weekend for sure.
Hi, Mike Keith, voice of the Tennessee Titans, welcoming you to J. Fred Johnson Stadium at Dobyns-Bennett High School. The game tonight is being played according to the rules of the Tennessee Secondary School Athletic Association. TSSAA rules provide for fair competition among players. Our athletes recognize that judgment calls are made in good faith and that they must abide by the decisions of the official. Spectators are involved in this process.
Yeah, I tell you what, we're special to be up here this high, especially, of course, even if you're sitting anywhere in the home stands over Base Mountain when that sun starts setting, and the sunsets are second to none. I just came back from the beach, and they're incredible. It was incredible sunsets, but when you come up here and see that set behind that mountain, it's second to none.
One of the primary purposes of high school athletics. The TSSAA hopes you'll enjoy the game and support your athletes and your high school in a positive and sportsmanlike manner.
And kicking it off for Crockett will be Dawson Callahan, the sophomore.
Referees for tonight's game, Paul Barger, umpire Greg Manis, line judge Rich Davidson, linesman John
averages
Roper,
have been
back
pretty
judge
modest on the year, really, so if we can't
field judge
improve upon those averages.
side judge Sam
Indians on
Herron,
kickoff returns, averaging 18.4 yards on 5 returns. Russell 2 for 34, Gillespie 2 for 35. Callahan approaches, and it is tribe time here at J. Fred Johnson Stadium. It'll be a short kickoff taken by an up Dobyns-Bennett man. The ball is on the ground, and Dobyns-Bennett has recovered the fumble. Russell coming up from behind has recovered the ball at the 35-yard line.
It'll be first and 10, Dobyns-Bennett.
Man, that could have been disastrous, Steve. At first, I thought he got a hold of it pretty well, and I thought he was going to make a great play, and but he just didn't have control when he took off with it. But we got on top of it in pretty good field position. Surprised that Crockett started with a kind of a pooch kick like that.
And the Indians fumble the opening kickoff. Russell alert. That ball's out there just dangling out there for anybody to get to for a long time. So Carson, the quarterback, and he will have to his left Simpson. And let's see who's matched up on Gillespie. We'll find that in a minute. Here's the give to Simpson going right. Simpson makes a cut, and he'll get about 3, maybe 4 yards to the 39-yard line. A gain of 4 as Simpson on the first play of the game gains 4 off right tackle.
Dobyns-Bennett tackle made by
I tell you what, that just shows you the speed of the linebackers. That was a pretty good hole that he ran through, Steve, but he closed up quickly.
So Dunn is not playing Gillespie man for man. Instead, he is out here down to the right side. Gillespie, to his right. Dobyns-Bennett's left, Gillespie to the right. Carson in shotgun formation looking for Gillespie. Has him at the 45. Gillespie around the defender. It's going to be a foot race to the end zone. Gillespie 25, Gillespie 20, Gillespie 15, 10, 5. Touchdown.
Nope.
Oh, they caught him out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
I think he had that 1 foot, Steve. It just went out. But I tell you what, you called that. You know, they do not have their best defender on Gillespie. Gillespie kind of ran, just curl, and made a great step, Michael, to get around him to get a huge gain.
Yeah, guys, I was surprised that they didn't have their best corner over there on Gillespie right there. That was just a short stop, caught it in space, and as soon as he made his move, they didn't have a chance. He just outran them.
It's a Select 7 credit union, first and goal tribe at the 2. They do not go to the I formation. Instead, the spread with 3 receivers to the short side of the field. Simpson set to the left of Carson. And they give it to Simpson straight up the middle. Carson to Simpson. Touchdown, Dobyns-Bennett.
Carson's handoff to
So I had the guy in motion, Steve, and just kind of like a little misdirection. Trap play inside, and good hold by the guys up front. Spread them out one-on-one and got in for the end zone for 6.
Yeah, guys, they're coming with that jet sweep motion, and they're not even pulling anybody. Coming with jet sweep motion and just hitting it with that little draw underneath.
On to attempt the extra point is Titan Thomas. That extra point is good. We're 59 seconds into the game, and Dobyns-Bennett leads David Crockett 7-0. Back in 60 seconds on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Different name with the same great services. The leading insurance agency downtown Kingsport has changed its name to Insurance Services. The second, Grit Insurance Services provides property and casualty insurance, employee benefits, life and pension plans, financial services, and specialty insurance programs. They partner up with the best insurance companies around the world to provide all types of coverage. Visit Steve Harville's sales team at 433 East Center Street in downtown Kingsport. The Grit Insurance Services.
To start seeing clearly again, visit the Regional Eye Center, the region's only cataract center of excellence. We're the only place for clear sight cataract surgery, providing the highest level of care and technology in correcting cataracts. In fact, no one in the area does more procedures than we do. So don't let cataracts get any worse. Call the Regional Eye Center at 1-800-688-EYE and visit regionaleye.com to learn about our life-changing procedures. It's time to cut your vision back and life.
Now back to Ingles High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Deep for the Pioneers. Number 3, Javon Emile. Javon Emile on the return for the Pioneers. Jake Fox on the run for the Pioneers. Sacked in the backfield by the Indians, number 4, Branson Carswell. LaMarcus Dunn, the intended receiver. There are flags.
Pass interference, 20 of the defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
Down to about the 43, tripped up by Andrew Myers at a gain of 7 for Emil on first down.
On the carry, tackle made.
Guys, from down here real quick. It looks like we're getting a little reachy, little arm tackle action here. We need to bring our legs with us, bring our hips.
Christopher Harris on the stop.
Second down and 3 for the Pioneers from the Indian 44-yard line. 8:29 to go first quarter. 7-0 Dobyns-Bennett. Fox in shotgun formation. Same formation overall with the 12 personnel. They'll give it to Emil coming right. They string it out, and Emil will be knocked out of bounds as he gets to the 42. A penalty marker comes flying in as well.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a holding, Steve. I kind of saw it on the backside of the play.
Stop made by the Indians.
We'll get the official call here from the official.
There'll be a penalty from behind the line of scrimmage. And so they'll mark it.
Holding, offense number 58, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay second down.
The penalty is holding. It'll be an 11-yard mark-off back to the 45. We'll replay second down and 18. Second down, excuse me, and 14. Fox stays in that shotgun formation. Fox to throw, looking left, throws it across the middle, and it is intercepted, I think, by Dobyns-Bennett, but I think we're going to call a penalty on Dobyns-Bennett. The receiver, I think Wesley, was held up, they're going to say. Evans made the pick, but look for another penalty here coming on Dobyns-Bennett, I believe.
We'll get the call here. I almost thought it was holding more than it was pass interference.
We're on the play.
Pass interference, defense number 5. 15-yard penalty, previous spot, first down.
So that's Crockett's second first down of the game, both by penalty. As we move it to the Dobyns-Bennett 40. First and 10 for the Pioneers.
Guys, I hate to chime in real quick here, though. They just called that penalty on number 5, Evans, and that's the same kid that made the pick. I'm not sure
that's wrong.
How that's the case.
Yeah, I think it was a penalty, but it was not on Evans. Tight formation for Crockett, and give up the middle. And stopped at the line of scrimmage. Running the football there was for Crockett. I think that's Dylan Callahan.
Dylan Callahan on the carry, tackle made.
Yes, it was Callahan.
Yeah, it was Christopher Harris on the stop, and he just fought off his blocker and got in the hole and made a good tackle.
So second and 11, Dobyns-Bennett. 2 wideouts left and right. 7-man front there for Crockett with 2 tights, 1 left, 1 right. Fox looking to throw. Here comes the jump ball again, looking for Dunn on the left side this time, and it's incomplete. This time it's Gillespie on the coverage. On the incomplete pass, it'll be third down and 11.
And I think they did do film study, Michael. I mean, right now what they're trying to do is they're just going to throw it down there and try to let their guys go one-on-one to win those 50-50 battles.
Agreed, 100%, and I also like the way we're using the sideline as leverage. We're running right with him there. John was step for step with him, got him kind of pushed into that sideline with his rear end. That's good stuff.
Third and 11. That's the first official pass attempt of the game for Crockett. They'll spread it out with 2 wideouts left and right this time. Callahan stays in at running back to Fox's left. Now Dunn in motion. He'll stack. Almost left early. Fox throws it across middle too high. Picked off Dobyns-Bennett. That is Cannon Mullins with the interception at the 28.
And I tell you what, I think Fox wanted to hit a crossing route underneath Michael, and that was not there. And he threw off his back foot on that second crossing route, and that was just great coverage. And for Mullins, just in the right place, made the interception. Big turnover for Dobyns-Bennett.
No doubt about it. He wanted Dunn again on that crossing route. Dunn came in motion inside. He wanted him bad. Went to number 2 on his progression. And, you know, Evans or Cannon could have had that one. If Cannon missed it, Evans would have.
So the Indians on the turnover at their own 28, leading 7-0. Shotgun formation for Carson. Fakes to give, wants to throw a little screen out here to Franklin. Franklin 30, Franklin 35. Franklin dives forward to about the 40. That's going to be a pickup of about 12 and a Select 7 Credit Union first down for the Tribe.
On the play.
Great play design there I wanted to mention real quick. Went with play action, drop back, then move it off to a screen. That's very interesting stuff.
And I think in that play, we really saw the athletic ability of the offensive line getting out and getting some big blocks.
First and 10, Tribe at its 40. Carson. We said that Crockett would have a lot of odd front. They've been mostly even here in the first couple of series. And showing blitz, and here they come. The Indians hand it to Franklin going left. Franklin breaks a tackle. He's at midfield. 45-40. Franklin still on his feet. Inside the 40, down to the 34-yard line goes Franklin. That'll be a pickup of 26 and another Select 7 Credit Union first down for the Tribe.
And I think that play right there cements just the play of Jake Carson, because he saw the blitz, Michael, on the strong side per se, and he called that play audible out of it to get the run to the weak side.
Absolutely. Very heady move by Carson. Very heady move.
25 yards officially on the pickup to the Crockett 35. First and 10 Indians. Franklin stays in there at running back. Also in there for Dobyns-Bennett now is Mullins, Kelly Mullins, a tight end. Carson looking right, throws it out there complete to Nigel Vidal, and Vidal is blasted at the 29. But a pickup of 6 on first down from Carson to Nigel Vidal.
And there's your first experience of Gabe Farrell. You talked about how he likes to play physical. I mean, that's a textbook tackle, and I mean, he ran through the tackle, and Vidal got the experience a little bit.
Nigel Vidal on the reception for.
Tell you a quick observation right there. They sure have been frightened by that screen we just ran. There was absolutely 0 pass rush last play.
Second and 4, 2 wideouts left for Dobyns-Bennett. Here's the give to Franklin going right. Franklin near a first down. They may push him forward across the line to gain, and they do. It'll be a Select 7 Credit Union first down. A gain of 5 yards for Franklin
on the carry.
Good job by Franklin. He really wanted to get that outside, and the outside was covered, and really just cut it back. And good physical running on the inside to get that second push to get the first down.
Carson carried out the fake, and well, I tell you, when he rolled, there wasn't anybody out there with Carson. Now in at running back for Dobyns-Bennett is Peyton Brooks, the senior. Jake Carson, first and 10 from the 24. Throws it out here to the left. Gillespie has it. Gillespie trying to get outside, and is going to be tackled from behind as he gets to the 19. Tackle there, I think, for Crockett was Javion Emil again, but a 5-yard pickup from Carson to Gillespie.
And Steve, going back to that last play, I think that's where maybe Jake does have to. Michael, I think he's got to run it once or twice a game just so they have to know that possibility is there.
Agreed. You got to keep them honest right there so they can't just tee off on that. I think we might see something along those lines here to keep them honest at some point.
Second and 5 from the 19. Indian drive started off the interception by Mullins at its own 28. Already leading 7-0 to go with 3:53 left in the first quarter. Indians, they'll pitch it to Brooks going right. Makes one man miss, but not a second, as he's fortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage. Now a penalty marker comes flying in from the back judge.
That's from a weird place on a running play. We'll see what this call is, but another good heads-up play pre-snap by Jake. Notice there wasn't enough men on the line of scrimmage, and got one of the wide receivers up to the line, so he didn't get a legal procedure call. And still discussing this. And now here comes the official, which we do have him mic'd up tonight.
Crockett backing up.
Wow, personal foul.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, half the distance to the goal, first down.
So that'll be a Select 7 credit union first down for Dobyns-Bennett, first and goal.
Well, that back judge has been busy here in this first quarter with 3:40 to go.
I think we had a situation, somebody's getting running off the ball pretty big there and didn't really appreciate it.
Half the distance on the penalty. Takes it to the 10-yard line where it's first and goal. Here's the give. Going left is Brooks. Makes a cut. Brooks inside the 5. And they'll mark him at the 4. Pickup of 6 for Brooks.
And I tell you what, I think that was a great run. I didn't think he had much there. Maybe a yard or so is all he'd be able to get. And his physical running got him down, like you said, Steve, inside the 5-yard line.
Second and goal from the 4. Whaley on the tackle for Crockett.
And I tell you right now, Michael, after this play, you talk maybe a little bit about it, but right now Crockett is not liking how physical Dobyns-Bennett is up front.
Simpson back in there, running back for the Tribe on second and goal from the 4. Carson wants to throw. Looking left, that throw into the end zone is going to be incomplete. Trying to get it to Gillespie, knocked away by Dunn.
Because that was a good break by the corner. I mean, simply put, it really was. But back to your point, Todd, absolutely. I think even that last penalty that they called there, that face mask was probably an unsportsmanlike conduct type of face mask, and then it looked like it came from somebody within the box that just got pushed about 12 yards off the line and got a little frustrated with that. We set that tempo, and we win.
I'll tell you what, Steve, Dobyns-Bennett's we've seen the I formation a lot down here in the last couple of seasons. Dobyns-Bennett's not been in that formation yet. And maybe
used it a lot last week, but, that Crockett defensive front, I mean, that's a lot of weight up there.
A lot of weight.
So it's third and goal from the 4. Carson rolling right, looking that way, looking in the end zone. There's a man wide open. Touchdown, Dobyns-Bennett. That is to Hayden Russell.
Guys, great shot by Carson right there, rolling to his right, looking at the outside receiver the whole way, sees it's covered, turns back and finds another crosser. That was a fantastic job.
The patience from Jake right there, Michael, was just great. He did not rush that play and let that thing develop.
Absolutely not. His head was almost on a swivel going through his progression. Man, you love to see it when a quarterback's that comfortable.
Extra point attempt by Titan Thomas is up and good. 2:32 to go first quarter. New score, Dobyns-Bennett 14. David Crockett nothing. We're back in 60 seconds on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Rented from Action Reynolds to say, we're up for all equipment and tool rental needs in Fort Rogers, Johnson City, and serving Northeast Tennessee. 86 so start at equipment supplies and general tool and safety supplies for contractors. Fire, Action Reynolds, Party Division, Superior Event Company, Dub Proctor Ties, High Steps, Plan for Green Wedding, Oregon Benefits, Backyard Party, Action Reynolds and Sales, 1861 Northeastern Road, Kingsport.
This is T.C. Baker, the trade-in man for Wallace Volkswagen in Bristol and Wallace Volkswagen in Johnson City. By now, you've heard the news. Used cars are fetching historic values, so we'll take any trade in any condition, even if it's not paid off. High mileage, cosmetic issues, that's okay. Rusted, busted, can't be trusted. All trade-ins are welcome. So come see me, T.C. Baker, today at Wallace Volkswagen on the Volunteer Parkway in Bristol and at Wallace Volkswagen on the corner of Oakland Avenue and Bristol Highway in beautiful Johnson City. Negative trade equity financed in new home. Subject to lender approval. Expires Monday.
Now back to Ingalls High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
All right, welcome back to J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Dobyns-Bennett scoring drive following the Cannon Mullins interception. 9 plays, 72 yards, 4 minutes and 35 seconds. And the touchdown, a Jake Carson, a 4-yard pass to Hayden Russell. And Dobyns-Bennett leads it 14-0 here. So Titan Thomas will kick off. We do have, for sure, we're getting 60-minute breaks between scores. And between quarters, we're going to get 2-minute breaks, by the way, tonight.
We'll take them.
We'll take them, yes. So Thomas to kick off again from the right hash mark. Javion Emile back deep for Crockett. Thomas boots this one high. This will be returnable as well. Emile will let it drop and take it almost on the sideline over there. Straight up the sideline. He's got a hole across the 30 to the 34-yard line. Picked it up at about the 3. That'll be a 31-yard return.
And Joey is not happy. Joey is the special teams coordinator for his team, and It's like, Michael, I don't know, it's almost like we're stopping. I mean, we get to the tack, and then we're kind of letting the runner get to us instead of us getting to him.
Well, I mean, we're running through. We've got 5 guys down running free, but we're not breaking our feet down to be able to move laterally when he starts upfield. He's not going to run a straight line, and I'm sure Joey's going to be preaching that as we speak.
He was tiptoeing on the sideline over there. I thought for a minute he might even step out of bounds.
Did too.
3 wideouts to the right here for Fox. He will keep it. Fox on the bootleg across the 40. Chipped up there by Myers, but Fox 6 yards on first down.
That's that typical RPO. I mean, we really crashed from the defensive end here, and he read that and just kept it and got around and got his 6 yards.
2nd and 4. Same formation with 3 to the right. Fox gives to Mill going back left. Mill's going to have first down yardage, still on his feet at the 50. Drugged down from behind by Nigel Vidal. That's going to be a pickup of about 15 yards.
Stop made by the Indians,
slid
number
2 of
20,
those yards,
Nigel
but still.
Vidal.
Mill, a 15-yard pickup and a first down in Tribe territory at the 45.
Good job by Vidal. He might have saved up. Definitely bigger and even maybe a touchdown.
So Crockett, 2nd time tonight in Indian territory. Again, Emil has it. This time he's met in the backfield and slung down. Crashing in there was Christopher Harris for a loss of 1.
That's a great play by Harris, but Michael, that's that crashing in from the defensive end, which that's what gets Fox open. I mean, that's that big play there, but that could hurt you later.
It can. We just need to get our linebackers over the top a little bit more when we're going to take dive with the end. Make sure linebackers scraping over the top.
2nd and 11. Fox looking to the sideline. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter. The Indians on top 14-0. Callahan's the running back now for Crockett. Fox pass out here to Dunn. Makes the catch at the 50, trying to get outside 45, and finally he's pushed out of bounds. Myers does so, but he picks up about 10 yards.
Pass complete to LaMarcus Gunn.
Kind of on that quick screen, wide receiver screen, Crockett brought in an extra blocker to try to help with giving Fox some time to throw.
Yeah, guys, didn't do a great job of getting off blocks out here on the outside that time. We attacked him well, but didn't get off. He was able to get upfield.
First complete pass of the day for Crockett. Actually goes for 6 yards to bring up 3rd and 5 at the 40. Clock stopped with 45 seconds to go in the quarter as Dunn went out of bounds at that point. Fox, a give to Callahan up the middle. Callahan is tripped up as he gets down to about the 38. A bunch of Indians down there underneath, including Myers and Carswell.
And with 32 seconds left in the quarter, I've got a feeling that Crockett might wait right here and try to make a decision, Michael.
On the carry,
kind of in the middle of the field, it's 4th and 4 going into this probably break. That is what they're going to do. He's got a big decision. Do you go for it here and you've not been able to stop Dobyns-Bennett yet, or do you take the chance of giving them that big field position back?
And always a tough decision here. It's probably even tougher considering the field position. I mean, they're sitting here on the 38-yard line of the Indians, and it's going to give him a lot to think about. I think that's the exact reason why he started waving off his guys with about 22 seconds left, letting them know we're going to marinate on this for a little bit and see what we can come up with.
That'll be the end of the first quarter. Your score, Dobyns-Bennett 14 and David Crockett 0. Back in 60 seconds on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Orthopedics, especially trained doctors, physician assistants, and nurse practitioners have been dedicated to providing excellence in orthopedic care since 1997. So whatever your bone, joint, or muscle needs are, they're here to help you return to your active lifestyle. Offices in Appleton, Bristol, Johnson City, and Kingsport. Appalachian Orthopedics to when you specialized care you can trust. Learn more about their specialty. Orthopedics.
On the deepest spectrum is to help plan effectively, invest wisely, and map realistic Financial advisor Jeff Baker, Tim Colvin, Greg Taylor, or Natalie Bell at 423-765. Dobyns-Bennett football team. Roll Tribe.
products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, member SIPC. Center Street Wealth Management Group is a separate entity of Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network. Now back to Eagles High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
All right, welcome back here to J. Fred Johnson Stadium. We go to quarter number 2. Some quick stats in the first quarter. Jake Carson, 5 out of 6 for 86 yards. Indians rushed 6 times for 42 yards. That's 128 yards total offense. 2 carries each for Simpson, Franklin, and Brooks with 630 and 6 yards gained. For Crockett, Jake Fox, 1 out of 3 for 6 yards. The only reception by Dunn. And they have rushed 8 times for 29 yards. Indians with 7 first downs. Crockett with 3. Indians were penalized 1 time for 15 yards. Crockett 2 for 20. Indians did fumble once, did recover it, however. So Crockett 35 yards total offense in the first half.
I'll tell you what,
first quarter.
In first quarter, Dobyns been up. Well, it's still first half. You got that? You're right.
Thus far in the first half.
But I tell you, it feels like Dobyns-Bennett's actually up more than 14-0. Besides the pass interference calls, they've really dominated this that first quarter, and Crockett has seen that, and they're going to come out and try to go for it here, Steve, on 4th down.
So 4th and 3 from the 43-yard line. If they try to draw them off, they actually run a play. Fox in shotgun formation. They will run the play to Fox. Wants to go deep, looking back down there, and it's going to be intercepted and then caught by Crockett. Indians had the interception. Vidal had it. It popped up in the air and was grabbed by Andrew Wynn, their big 6'7" tight end, down at the 16-yard line.
Vidal did everything that you're supposed to do. You had great coverage. They tried to fool us. He stayed with them. I mean, you just got to hold on to the football or knock it down and make it hit the ground or something.
So the play picked up 22 yards to the 16-yard line. And a first down for Crockett. Crockett this time, a handoff up the middle going right, I think was Callahan again. He's going to pick up a couple.
Dylan Callahan on the
carry. Dobyns-Bennett defense, you kind of got your head down right now. You got to kind of get back up. You got to get that intensity back. That was kind of a fluke play. I mean, you had it covered, and you got to make a big stop right here.
100% a fluke play, if you ask me. Fighting over the ball, it pops up in the air.
I almost wonder if maybe Vidal was just trying to knock it down instead of catching it, and it came up. I don't know. I didn't watch the replay.
Well, the replay, they kind of got fooled themselves, and they didn't get to it till after it was called.
Fox. They give up the middle this time to Whaley. And Whaley fails to gain, and it will bring up 3rd down.
Jake Whaley on the carry, stop made by 24.
I tell you, we're really winning on the interior side of the interior on defense and offensive side of the ball.
Definitely, guys. Big play right here. 3rd and 8 down here at about the 14. See if our defense can both their backs make this stand. It's going to be a lot harder to go for it on 4th down with 4th and 8.
10-17 to go first half. 14-0 Dobyns-Bennett. Whaley stays in there. And they've got Dunn split out to the right with Vidal out there. Fox calling signals. Fox looking across the field, coming to pressure, and he's going to be sacked. There's about 5 Indians back there taking down Fox at the 22-yard line.
Carswell was there first, but I tell you what, give Braylon Banks all the credit in the world. He got a big push and just pushed his guy back into the backfield and really just did not give Fox any room to step up.
You look up collapsing the pocket in the dictionary, you're going to see a picture of something very similar to that right there. Great job.
I'm not even sure if we ever had a pocket there, Michael.
You're probably right. And Andrew Myers made sure that back was going to have none of it himself.
So back at the 22-yard line, it's 4th down and 12, or excuse me, 4th and 14. 4th and 16, actually, if I can get my numbers right. And Crockett will try a field goal. And this is Dawson Callahan. The field goal by Callahan is up, and it is no good. Field goal, no good. And so Dobyns-Bennett's defense holds, and the Indians will take over at its 20 with 9:05 to go in the first half.
I tell you what, if you're Crockett, you get a big 4th down. It was kind of fluky, but you get this big 4th down conversion, and to come away with no points, that hurts.
No doubt. That's exactly what I was talking about, seeing if we can bow our backs and make that stand. That's absolutely huge for us as a defense. Our confidence in our team as a whole. Momentum's right back with us.
Indians will have it 1st and 10.
Guys, go ahead.
Well,
I was just going to say, we've been kind of methodical. I mean, we've just been running the football, passing the football, making big plays, and moving down the field. But after a big stop like that, we've not took it. And there's that beautiful sunset we're talking about on the live stream. But do you take a shot here on 1st down? I mean, it could get you back behind the chains, or do we just keep doing what we're doing?
I mean, there's two ways to think on that, in that what we're doing seems to be working pretty well so far. So, keep riding the horse we showed up on. But at the same time, if the situation is right, you want to talk about taking control of a ball game real quick right there, if we can take a shot and be successful.
And we'll see what the Indians decide to do out of this long timeout. It's one of those timeouts we normally don't have in high school football. We've already had 2 plays in on a turnover. We don't have a break, but we've got some additional eyes on the game tonight, so we're having some additional timeouts. Don't forget, at halftime, we'll have the Dobyns-Bennett Indian Marching Band, the NARDS Automotive Scoreboard Report. Our first half is going to be elongated, so we'll have a lot of good scores for you at halftime. Michael will have words with Coach Joey Christian, and I'll try to add up some numbers for you as well. But that's a long ways away. That's still 9 minutes and 5 seconds to go here in the first half. So here come the Indians out of the break, and they will have it right in the middle of the field. 1st and 10 in its own 20. Carson brings them out. Simpson will be the running back. Dixon, Gillespie, and Russell all split out to the right. Carson, now there goes Dixon in motion. They give it to Simpson running right, cuts it right at the line of scrimmage and spins forward out to the 24-yard line. Goes Simpson, a gain of 4.
And that's just a product, guys. That 4-yard gain is just a product of the offensive line moving the line of scrimmage at the snap, and wasn't much there, but by the time they could get their hands on him, they're 4 yards down the field.
Really like that about Simpson, the way he's able to just stick that foot in the ground and get north and south when he doesn't necessarily see a whole lot.
And his pads get so low that it's hard to hit him and knock him backwards.
Empty backfield. Only temporary as Simpson comes back here to join Carson. 3 wideouts to the left. Carson gives to Simpson going left. He's met at the line of scrimmage under there.
He's still going.
Hit first by Julian Emil, and then he's still on his feet out near
on the carry,
a first down yardage. Will he get credit for some of that yardage? One official's marked him back at the 25 where he was first hit. Now they're going to bring him back to the 27. So they would pick up of 3 officially for Simpson.
Guys, interesting note down here on the last couple plays. They're playing a little 2-over-1 on Gillespie. Both a corner up on him and a safety directly over top of him, even as a single receiver on a side.
That means you go the other side. Gillespie's out to the other side right now. Well, that's Dixon, excuse me. Now Gillespie's up there by himself on the left side. Everybody else to the right. Carson looking, gets to Gillespie, who came all the way across the field to make the catch at the 30. Makes the defender miss. Gillespie's still on his feet. Gillespie wrecks another tackle and then tries to run through a guy. A defender as he gets to the 43-yard line. And that'll be a 16-yard pickup from Carson to Gillespie. And a Select 7 Credit Union first down for the Tribe.
And Michael, that's just a well-designed play. That's really kind of a legal pick play. You kind of send a couple guys in the middle of the field with a little stop route and let Gillespie kind of run underneath him, shed his defender, and well designed.
Yeah, that's a route we've seen around these parts for years and years. When executed correctly, something similar to that is the result.
16-yard pickup. Indians have it 1st and 10 at the 43, leading 14-0. Dixon in motion this time, right to left. Carson throws it across the middle. That's complete to Russell. Across the 40, down near the 35-yard line. That's not Russell. That is for Dobyns-Bennett. Will Hurd on the catch. All the way down to the 34.
And I tell you what, that is where that 4 and 5 yard run, 4 and 5 yard run, 4 and 5 yard run makes those linebackers really come up and play the run, and it opens up the middle of the field. Great pass again by Jake Carson, and a big game for Dobyns-Bennett.
23 yards and a Select 7 credit union. First down at the 34 for Dobyns-Bennett. Franklin is in there running back now for the Tribe. Carson wants to throw again. Here comes the rush. They get it to Franklin on the screen pass, and this is wide open. Franklin's going to take it all the way to the house. Touchdown, Dobyns-Bennett.
You're not going to see a better screen pass play than what you saw right there. And that just shows the maturity of what Jake Carson has come. He didn't panic. He had the guy in his face, kept coming back with the guys. But I tell you what, and just at the perfect time, got rid of it and let that play develop for an easy touchdown on the screen play.
6:12 to go. Indians have scored again. The next extra point by Tyton Thomas is up and good. Your new score, Dobyns-Bennett 21, David Crockett nothing. We're back in 60 seconds on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Since 1962, East 10 Reynolds has taken care of equipment needs. Track jobs, the home improvements, the high level my staff at East 10 Reynolds can get you the product. Lead is great.
Sports fans, on September 12th, the freshmen and junior varsity Indians will welcome Science Hill and David Crockett back to J. Fred. JV plays Science Hill at 5 p.m. Freshmen will face Crockett immediately following the JV game, most likely at 11 p.m. Come out and support the future of Dobyns-Bennett football. Roll Tribe.
Experience, straight enrollment to employment. That's ETSU Edge. Take the first now at etsu.edu/edge.
Now back to high school football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
All right, welcome back to J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Dobyns-Bennett's third possession of the game results in the Tribe's third touchdown of the game. This time a 5-play, 80-yard drive off the missed David Crockett field goal. Indians go 80 yards in 2 minutes and 53 seconds. Carson to Peyton Franklin on a 34-yard screen pass. Jake Carson on the day so far 8 out of 9 for 157 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Wow. Now let's clean this up right here, Michael, and let's get a good coverage here on a kickoff.
Absolutely. Let's see if we can break our feet down, get in front of somebody, and make a solid open field tackle.
Let's kick in the end zone.
I like that too.
So Thomas to approach. And Thomas to kick it away, and that one is going into the end zone.
That's 9 yards deep.
9 yards deep. What happened was we switched fields, and he's not kicking into the wind anymore.
Exactly.
So a touchback for Thomas.
Which for J. Fred Johnson Stadium, that's a very unique win for us. The wind from the press box is usually blowing from right to left, from west to east, but it's really an east to west wind, Michael.
It is. It seems to be kind of tunneling right down through the middle of the stadium above the playing surface. Earlier I felt that. It felt like it was coming straight from my back, walking vertically down the field. Felt kind of odd.
1st and 10, Crockett at the 20. Jake Fox will bring him out. He'll have 2 backs in the backfield this time. Whaley and Emil both back
there. Extra blocker tied in on the...
It's a rare 21 personnel formation this time for Crockett. Now in motion will go Whaley. Whaley gets the pass in the back. That's almost a lateral, wasn't it?
I think it was a lateral.
Todd, and we'll say that was a lateral to Whaley for 1 yard to the 21.
Yeah, guys, there's no doubt about that one. That was certainly a lateral. I was standing here right even with that pass, and he threw it backwards.
I tell you, that was a great job by Dobyns-Bennett defensive backs of really getting out there, pursuing the football, and Crockett's trying to make something happen, get something in space, and we close that space up really quick.
2nd and 9 from the right hash mark. 3 wideouts to the left. Dunn's on the inside of those 3. Whaley stays in the backfield for Fox. Fox looking left, fakes, wants to go deep, and that is going to be intercepted. Not intercepted, incomplete. Receiver intended down there was Clark, and I thought he got held up, to be quite honest with you.
Well, so did Crockett's coaching staff is beside of us, which are normally the visiting coaches are not beside of us, and they kind of thought the same thing. And looking at if you're watching live stream, the look that they just showed on Hayden Chanley's face was kind of the same thing.
Timeout. Crockett. That's their first timeout of the half.
Well, David Crockett is taking a timeout. We'll take a 60-second break with Dobyns-Bennett on top right here on ESPN Tri-Cities.
I'm Bob Childress with Hamlet Dobson Funeral Homes. In the early years, Kingsborough, 1926 Express, so named because of their speed. They consisted of Jim Duncan, Frank Meredith, Paul Hugg, and Bobby Dobb. Those last two went on to play with UT, and Dobb became an All-American. In 1926, Hamlet Dobson marked a decade of service to local families, and that service continued to this day. Hamlet Dobson Funeral Family since 1960.
Life can be a lot sometimes, but at Holston Medical Group, our primary care providers are here through it all. Whether it be a routine checkup or something unexpected. Because at MG, we're here for you through every stage of life. The best primary care and support. Whether it's you or the people you love most. Choose HMG, your health partner for life. Now accepting new patients. Call 877-464-1213.
Now back to Ingles High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
All right, we're back here at J. Fred Johnson Stadium with Dobyns-Bennett leading 21-0. Third down and 9 for Crockett. Out of the timeouts, and Chanley spent no time talking to his team. Fox back to throw. They want to set up a screen. They do so to Emil, and he's tackled in the backfield. What a play over there on the left side by Dobyns-Bennett.
Javon Emil.
Great play, Hayden Russell, guys. Great play, Hayden Russell. Flying up from the safety position.
And he had one shot, guys, on that screen play. Open field tackle right there. If he doesn't make that play goes big time.
So Emil loses 2 yards on the screen play. It'll be 4th down and 11. And Crockett will punt for the first time. Punt of the game.
And I tell you, if you was Crockett on that last play, when that thing developed, you had to be thinking, all right.
Because there was about 70 Indians on the quarterback. Snap is low. Here comes the tribe. I'm not sure if they hit it or not. It's blocked.
We got a piece of that.
And it is diving, making the catch at the 27 was Mullins, and Dobyns-Bennett will have it at that point.
I don't know who got it, but you're exactly right, Michael, because up here you could see the spin change on it. Somebody got a hand. We do have instant replay, but I don't know if we can get a look at it or not. Here we go. Let's see if we can see right here, Steve. No, we ain't going no farther than that. Well, no, we didn't get to see it.
Looked to me like the block came from up the middle, guys.
Yeah.
Hands up, just run into it. Great effort. We brought the house. That was definitely our maroon.
And how about the play that Cannon made to come up and catch that and keep that field position, because if he doesn't, that ball might bounce another 15, 20 yards down the field.
So it's 1st and 10 Indians. 4:28 to go first half at the Crockett 27. Carson will send one out in motion. Carson wants to go for it on first down. Here comes the pressure, a flag down. Carson will throw it back across his body. The man is wide open. That will be Russell for a touchdown, but this thing's coming back. Carson's holding back here at the 30.
Well, Carson Christian saved his quarterback. I mean, they kind of got through, and Carson gave him a big push kind of in the back there to protect his quarterback.
Well, the Indians will be penalized here from the spot of the foul, which will be behind the line of scrimmage.
But I'll tell you what, I will get the call here first.
Holding 70 of the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down.
I think they missed that one, too. They got the call right. I just think they're not getting the right person.
It's a 12-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, which was the 29.
Now, you kind of saw that one coming, Michael. That was after almost basically a turnover on a block punt like that. You were going to take your shot.
Absolutely, and it was there. I mean, without the penalty, you saw the result. So let's see if we can replicate that.
1st and 22 for the Indians at the 39. Dixon in motion left to right. They have 3 wideouts to the left. Gillespie over here by himself to the right. Matched up with against Dunn. Give up the middle. Straight up the middle, churning forward as the Dobyns-Bennett offensive line. They're just grinding it out. across the 35, across to the 30, all the way down near the original line of scrimmage. Goes Peyton Brooks, a pickup of about 11 yards on first down.
Guys, big Gavin Comerford right there. Just he was the train, and everybody hopped on.
Steve, I tell you, I've just not seen a Paul just maybe on a short yardage play or something, but just move down the field like that.
They'll bring up 2nd and 11 from the 28-yard line.
Tell you what, if our good friend Tiger Brooks was here, he'd be chomping at the bit way this offensive line's working.
Dunford at H-back to the right side this time. Carson wants to throw. Fakes, looking for Dunford down the seam. Instead of go down to the right side. I've had it, incomplete. Intended down there for Mason Kirkhoff. I think his first option was Dunford down the seam.
Mason Kirkhoff incomplete.
Yeah, guys, I couldn't tell if he was trying to just kind of get rid of that ball in a safe place or if he was trying to throw a little back shoulder to Kirkhoff there.
But I do like the fact, though, is no matter what, he threw it in a position that wasn't going to hurt him.
3rd down and 11 for the Tribe. In motion from right to left goes Kirkhoff again. 3rd and 11. Brooks, the running back. Carson looking to throw. Throws it out here to the right. Complete to Russell. Breaks one tackle. Russell still on his feet. He's going to be all the way down to the 14. That's going to be almost enough for a first down.
It is a first down.
Guys, great awareness by Russell right there. Knowing where he is on the football field, running a route deep enough, catching it, and then the effort to get the first down.
So a select 7 Credit Union first down, a gain of 13 to the 15-yard line. Carson now 9 of 11 for 170 yards. 1st and 10, Tribe at the 15. Brooks stays in there at running back. Dixon in motion. They'll give it to, they'll fake it to Brooks. Now Carson, a little pass down here to down the sideline. That was Keldon Mullins. All the way caught it at the 10, and he's all the way inside the 5. That's going to be another select 7 Credit Union. 1st and goal for the Indians.
Tell you what, our friends at Select 7 is enjoying the methodicalness of this offense. I mean, just first down after first down after first down, and just running on all cylinders. And here it is, 1st and goal. And you might see the little I formation right here with 1 yard to go.
They marked that at the 1-yard line.
Yes.
1st and goal at the 1, and it is I formation.
It is Steve Wilmoth formation.
Carswell, the fullback. Myers, the tailback. Carson under center. Carson turns, hands to Myers. You know what he did. Touchdown, Dobyns-Bennett.
Hand off to Andrew Myers.
Michael Holt, it's not that easy.
Once again, guys, we're just flat out mashing them down here at Wheel right now. They've all got their hands on their hips. In addition to the fact that we're just wearing them out. He walked into the end zone.
We talked about the athletic ability and how good their front is. And we talked about them being wore out. We talked about the end of the game, not at the end of the half.
Yep. Extra point by Thomas is up, and it is good. New score, 2:35 to go first half. Dobyns-Bennett 28. David Crockett nothing. Back in 60 seconds on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Whether you're looking for more pulling power or you simply want to blow the competition away, come to Jets 5 in Kingsport. Jets 5 are specialized in custom exhaust systems, Flowmaster, and automotive repair. To unleash your engine's beats, come to Jets 5 in Muffler. No appointment. Jets 5 in Muffler, 817 Sullivan Street, Kingsport. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30.
Dobyns-Bennett High School game coverage is brought to you by Citizens Bank, a local community bank focused on the success of the areas they serve. Whether it's managing household finances, purchasing a home, or obtaining resources for your business, Citizens Bank has experts ready to provide a helping hand. Find out more about the Citizens Bank Local Advantage by visiting citizensbank24.com today. Bank your own way. Citizens Bank, equal housing lender. member FDIC.
Now back to Ingalls High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Welcome back to J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Dobyns-Bennett now 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns. This one off the blocked punt that went 8 yards. The Indians take over at the Pioneer 27, suffer a 12-yard penalty. The drive is still officially 27 yards in 5 plays, 1:53 seconds. Myers, a 1-yard touchdown burst. 28-0 Dobyns-Bennett.
And I tell you, it's just, we can start nitpicking a couple of the penalties, but besides that, I mean, this offense and defense, as Michael said in the commercial break, is really, really, really playing very well in this first half.
There's a kickoff by Thomas, and it's going a mile. That one's 10 yards all the way through the end zone.
Guys, this would be a big series right here, I think. Another chance just to really, I don't want to use the word demoralize or anything of that nature, but to really see if we can get them to hang their heads going into the half. Make a big stop, maybe even get a chance to get the ball back.
Michael, go talk a little bit about the defensive backs. Teddy Gaines has took over as the defensive coordinator. He's been the defensive backs coach for a couple of years. But this bunch is really, really physical. Have been playing physical, up-tight coverage against Crockett, something that we've not seen out of Dobyns-Bennett in the last couple of years.
Agreed, guys. I'll touch on that right after this play.
1st and 10, Crockett at the 20. Fox fakes going right again. This time the Indians bring it out. Fox, however, puts his head down, and he's across the 25 to the 27, a pickup of 7. That's been their best play. Now additional whistles come in.
Had a helmet come off, I believe. Yeah, good little run, good little quarterback sweep by him. But to touch on your point there, thing I noticed about our defensive backs, anybody can run full speed into someone, but their ability to get off of that block, use those arms to shiver and throw the man off is what is separating them right now.
2nd and 3, Crockett. The 27. Fox to Whaley going right. Whaley's going to lose yardage. Out there is Russell again. He's going to take him down at the 25.
I'll tell you what, he tried to bounce that outside, and Hayden Russell was all over. And I'll tell you what, Hayden Russell defensively has had him a half in this football game.
Yes, he certainly has, guys. It looks like we do want that football back as we've called
Dobyns-Bennett
here.
First of the half.
So Dobyns-Bennett has called the timeout on 3rd down and 5 with 1:57 to go. Here in the first half, we'll keep it here for this timeout and tell you at halftime again. The Nards Automotive Scoreboard reports music from the Dobyns-Bennett Marching Band, courtesy of Music Doctors, with singing by our friend Melissa Woods. And we'll also have halftime stats, a recap of the first half, of course, a conversation with Coach Christian as Dobyns-Bennett leads at 28-0.
And if you're watching on live stream, we really appreciate Spivey, King and Spivey, attorneys at law there at 423-245-4185 for being basically this year's live stream sponsor. I mean, it's brought to you by them. The live stream doesn't go on without sponsorship, or at least doesn't go on for free for you to watch this, and I really appreciate them bringing that to you and for us to not being a part of that live stream broadcast.
So out of the timeout, 3rd and 5. Emil is back in there running back for Crockett. Fox to throw. Here comes the blitz. Fox rolling right. He's taken down. Straight up the middle came Caden Kolbacki from his linebacker spot, and Fox is sacked back at the 13-yard line, and Dobyns-Bennett calls another timeout.
Guys, great delayed blitz by Kolbacki. I remember that call, that exact call from my coaching days here. Great job standing in there and streaking in for the sack.
Timeout. Dobyns-Bennett. That's their 2nd of the half.
Tell you what, we were used to hearing that name, Kolbacki, getting back there to the quarterback. I'll tell you what, like you said, Steve, it was kind of a delayed blitz and untouched, and I mean, full sprint, and Fox had nothing to do but just basically tuck it.
Fox completely underestimated how fast Kolbacki was. He clearly saw him and thought he was going to have longer to roll to his right than he did, and he took a couple steps, and down he went.
Yeah, he rolled out. I think he thought, well, I've got time. It's a delayed blitz. He was going to make a play on the outside, and I mean, Kolbacki was just on top of him. And now if you're Dobyns-Bennett, you've got it where you want it. You got a timeout left, a minute 48, up 28-0. 4th and 16. You just got to you got to be smart on return. Michael, I think you go back for you set up for a return more than a block here with what your offense has been doing.
You do. I agree with what our offense is doing. There's no doubt that's the right decision, but it's awful tempting standing down here where I am to not pin your ears back and try to get another one.
Especially after you blocked the last one.
Exactly.
Well, Crockett to punt. Russell and Gillespie standing at the Crockett 45. And now we have a timeout, I think, taken by David Crockett. Coach Chanley wants a timeout. 1:48 to go here, first half, 28 to
timeout. Crockett. That's their second timeout.
And Michael, I don't know if we were going after it or not, but we lined up like we were going after it. And I think that got Chanley little concerned.
I agree 100%. That's exactly what took place. We lined up as if we were going to come get one, and they saw that and they decided to rethink the decision now. Now, whether that's rethinking towards trying to get tricky, I really don't see that being the case, or whether they just want to shore things up so we don't make a big statement here.
Dobyns-Bennett did receive the opening kickoff, so they will kick off to start the second half.
Yep.
But Indians can get a short field here and make it work. They'd be kicking off the second half with the clock rolling, too.
With the clock rolling, and if you're Crockett's coaching staff, I mean, I know you just got to be scratching your head because you've had absolutely nothing working except a little bit of that RPO when our defensive ends get a little bit excited, crash a little too much in, and they can pick up 5 or 6 yards. Besides that, nothing's really gone right for Crockett.
So back in shotgun formation for Crockett is Callahan. Callahan has it. Indians are playing it safe. Here's the boots. Going to be taken by Gillespie at the 41 to the 35. Gillespie 30. Gillespie 25, cuts outside 20. Gillespie is going to take it inside the 20 all the way to the 19-yard line. They'll mark it at the 20, a return of 21 yards for Gillespie.
Well, he got a little extracurricular activity going over on Crockett's sideline. No flags are thrown.
None thrown, but yeah, they didn't want to let go of Jonathan right there.
No, they took him all the way to the fence. Now, they didn't take him down, but they definitely took him all the way over, Michael.
So Dobyns-Bennett will start at the Crockett, actually the 19-yard line. Mark it. First and 10 at the 19. Dobyns-Bennett with 1 timeout left and 1:36 to work with.
Tell you what, I'm looking forward to Michael's interview with Coach and Joey and seeing what he's got to say about this first half.
First and 10 Indians. Carson rolling to his right. Looking in end zone. Throws in the end zone. Incomplete. Tried to get it, I believe, to Gillespie. He was being tracked there by Emil.
Just a little out of reach, guys. That one was right here in front of me. Ball was probably a little overthrown. I felt like Jonathan might have been getting grabbed a little bit, but I'm not sure if it had gotten there either way.
Guys, I tell you what, stick around for the Nards Automotive halftime report. I'll tell you what, there's some interesting scores going on around the area.
Wow, I've not had a chance to look. In for Dobyns-Bennett will come Will Hurd at a receiving spot.
And one of the big games that we did not talk about, and I thought Steve might put it on the Tri-City Sports Picking Panel, was the Alcoa Maryville game.
Oh, yeah. I actually had it written down at one point. Eli Wallace is a running back in there for Dobyns-Bennett. Carson to throw. Carson, good protection, throws it across the middle, and it's incomplete. Looking for Russell, and Russell that time was covered by Emil.
He had a kind of inside leverage, but I think that was a throw that Carson liked to have back. Steve, you watching the replay, Carson just didn't get a really good step in it and got it sailed on him, and he's got to get a little more step in the throw there to get that ball down a little bit.
A little bit of traffic right there.
A little bit of traffic. Hard to step up into that traffic, but you got to. And Steve, look at that, that sunset. Wow.
You just had a feeling it was going to be one of those special ones here, which they all are, I believe. 3rd and 10 from the 19. Carson, a hard count. Here comes the blitz. The Indians pick it up. Carson all day, throws it across the middle, complete to Russell at the 5, and Russell has scored a Dobyns-Bennett touchdown.
Great route by Russell, guys. Looked like he was almost going to run a post, set it down and squatted right there in the seam. Great shot by Carson, turned upfield, touchdown Indians.
And I tell you what, we on this whole series, we've been working the middle of the field. We did throw the out once, and it's been there. And that time, give Jake Carson credit. Pocket still was a little tight in there for him, but stepped up in it, got on that front foot, Michael, and made a strike to, and we got a flag down, but made a strike to across the middle and hit his intended receiver right in the numbers. See what the call is here.
1:14 to go.
Prior to the snap, encroachment defense. That penalty's declined. We'll retry.
Penalty basically non-factor. Indians will line up one more time.
Big Will Ford's like, okay, kick's good. No, it was the whistle was dead. You got to do it again, Mr. Ford. And we're going to have another
same thing again.
Yeah, they are all of a sudden awfully anxious to get to this kick down 34-0.
Well, I mean, they haven't been able to get anything else done. I guess they, with a minute 14, Michael.
Prior to the snap, encroachment defense. That penalty's declined. We'll retry.
Give Crockett's players credit. They won't have something good go into the halftime with, because I'm sure that for Hayden Chanley, this will not be a good halftime speech.
They almost were encroaching again. This kick is up out of the hold of Will Hurd and the snap by Will Ford. And this kick by Titan Thomas is good. 1:14 to go. First half, all tribe. 35-0 Dobyns-Bennett. Back in 60 seconds on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Want a good laugh? Watch those funny insurance ads on TV. Seriously good auto, home, business, or life insurance? Come to Dobyns Insurance Group in Kingsport, an independent Erie insurance agent. See for yourself why more than 90% of Erie customers stay with Erie after. Call Jenkins Insurance Group for help today. 423-245 Erie. That's 245-3743.
Max Medicine Mart offers an array of different services and experienced pharmacists and staff to make your visit easy. Drop through for your convenience. You can get your immunization or vaccination with a full line of medical equipment for purchase or rent. We offer Good Foods Grocery for healthy food options. Unique Boutique has stylish apparel and accessories. Come see us today and score big with Max Medicine Mart.
Now back to Ingalls High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
All right, welcome back here to J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Dobyns-Bennett makes the short field work again. That's 5 for 5, guys, here in the first half. Possessions and touchdowns.
I think I saw Georgia do that to an Oregon team this weekend.
I did. I didn't like it, but I
saw it. Yeah, I didn't like either one of them.
Thomas to kick off for Dobyns-Bennett. Thomas boots it right down the center of the field, and Emil towards the right sideline. Emil catches it and somehow stays in bounds. Emil this time hemmed in and dropped as he gets to about the 17.
And the Michael, that was right in front of him. There comes a flag. I don't know what that's late for, but we'll have to see what that is. But, Michael, that was more of the offensive, the special teams unit that we're used to seeing.
Absolutely. Collapsed him on the sideline. He had nowhere to go, hemmed him in. I will say I'm not 100% sure.
After the play, personal foul, 26 on the kicking team, 15 yards, first down.
They've called a personal foul on Dobyns-Bennett.
After the play.
Yeah.
That'll be a coaching point to go in the half, and that's, Michael, you know how it works. That's probably not good on Monday either.
No, those are the types that will absolutely infuriate you as a coach, just losing that focus that they're out before the half.
1:09 to go first half. Fox in shotgun formation for Crockett. In there, running back with him, I believe, is Callahan this time. Yes, Callahan to the left of Fox. Fox throws it behind the line to Dunn. Dunn trying to get outside. Dunn still on his feet, and he's going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 30-yard line. That was a rush, too, I believe.
Well, I was going to let Michael's right on that. Was that a lateral, Michael?
It was, and I have a sneaking suspicion they kind of might have wanted a double pass on that didn't develop.
Yep.
The way he caught that ball and took off for a run, and it was pretty suspicious.
Dunn on the rush will lose 3 yards. Back to the 29. Yeah, I thought he was going to throw it to begin with, too.
Here comes the screen.
Fox, the screen pass is incomplete. Over there for Dobyns-Bennett, kind of in the way was Nicholas McVeigh.
I'm not sure if McVeigh didn't get some hands on it.
He did. He got hands on that football. Great play by McVeigh, making the rush, and then getting the hands up when he knows he's not going to reach the quarterback.
I'll tell you what, if I'm Crockett with 29.6 seconds, you've got to get out of this and not let Dobyns-Bennett have any kind of shot.
3rd and 13. Fox in shotgun formation. Fox wants to throw. Fox with good time this time. Throws across. Intercepted by Dobyns-Bennett. Coming back the other way, 25-20. This is running with the football all the way down. Eli Wallace takes it down to the 3-yard line.
Wow, guys, big play that you just spoke about, Todd, that Crockett should look out for. Eli Wallace stood in that passing lane, had the ball thrown right to him. Great move.
Michael, I think you got to lay down on it right there. It's 3rd and 13. Dobyns-Bennett has, you've not been able to get anything going, especially down, and I have to question that. But great play by Dobyns-Bennett.
It's tough. You never want to take that mindset as a coach where you do kind of tuck your tail there right for the half. But I agree to some extent. You don't want it to start snowballing this quick.
Dobyns-Bennett has one timeout left. 16.2 seconds to go in the first half. Carson, and in there running back, I just can't see those numbers. I'm not sure if that's not.
It's 3.
That's what
Brooks. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Brooks.
Back. They'll give it to Brooks going right, and Brooks is going to walk into the end zone.
Guys, look at our offensive line down here. We have 4 of them 5 yards deep in the end zone.
And the only reason that Carden McVeigh's not in the end zone because he pancaked his man at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and I tell you what, they got one hurt that got absolutely blown up and pancaked as well. That's Jake Whaley in the end zone, and he is definitely in some pain. I tell you what, Michael, it was clean. He decided to step up and take on one of them offensive linemen, and, he just got run over.
Yeah, he did. He got folded pretty good, and you never want to speculate or be too specific, but from my vantage point, it almost looked as if maybe one of those feet got caught in the ground in the turf as he was being folded over, and they're starting to look at a knee right now. You certainly hope not.
Peyton Brooks to 3-yard touchdown run gives Dobyns-Bennett a 41-0 lead here late in the second quarter. And Indians have scored on possessions here late in the first half that started at the Crockett 27, the 19, and the 3.
And what you see right here is, Michael and Steve, what I see is you see a Dobyns-Bennett team that smells blood in the water like a shark. And they're just getting stronger and stronger at the end of this half. And you see a team with like David Crockett, who really thought they were going to come in here and be able to at least play physical football with Dobyns-Bennett. That was their whole mindset. And if anything has happened, it is they have not been able to match the physicality of this Dobyns-Bennett Indian football team.
Absolutely not. That play just then was indicative of the whole night, just probably to an extreme a little bit. We're just getting it. We're out physical in them. We're just mashing them on both sides of the ball at this point. And this team, I agree, they do smell blood in the water right now. And, it kind of is reminding me of an unnamed Dobyns-Bennett coach of mine from the past who liked to tell us on Friday nights on a night like this, let's go out and crush some hopes and dreams, guys. So we'll leave that coach unnamed, but that's kind of that mindset we have. We're feeling pretty good and pretty aggressive.
The good news for Whaley is that he walked off the field under his own power and then even jogged once he got to the sideline.
Yeah,
so that's the best part of that.
That is the best part of that. He trotted off there. I'm sure that they'll check him in at halftime, and he's standing over there with his helmet on, but that is the pain that he was in. To see that is really good.
Extra point attempt by Thomas is up and good. 11.1 seconds to go in the first half. Your new score, Dobyns-Bennett 42 and David Crockett 0. We're back in 60 seconds on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Different name with the same great services. The leading insurance agency at downtown Kingsport has changed its name to McGriff Insurance Services, but everything else remains the same. McGriff Insurance Services provides property and casualty insurance, employee benefits, life and pension plans, financial services, and specialty insurance programs. They partner up with the best insurance companies around the world to provide spicy pepper. Visit Steve Fargo's sales team at 433
Tied at 14.
Tied. Insurance Services.
Winning isn't everything. It's the only thing. And that's why Select 7 Credit Union rallies every day to bring you the most competitive auto and mortgage loan rate.
Go tell him that Anderson County's down 10-7 to Ray County. That's huge. Not in our division, but that's just crazy.
1708 East Stone Drive or online at select7cu.org. We've been serving area families for over 70 years. Select 7 Credit Union, helping you select a brighter future. Proud sponsor of the Dobyns-Bennett Indians, federally insured by the NCUA.
Now back to Ingalls High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
He said, is it?
All right, welcome back to J. Fred Johnson Stadium. 42-0, Dobyns-Bennett is the count. Ty and Thomas to kick off. And Thomas will boot. It's a line drive. This time it will bounce and skip by Emil through the end zone. So Crockett will take over at the 20.
That was dangerous if you try to catch that. That ball was knuckling all the way down through there.
So 11.1 seconds to go in the first half.
Michael, we talked about this. I think you run one up the middle and get out of this.
Yeah, I think that we can consider that a lesson learned. We take that new knowledge we have, and I think that would be a smart decision this time.
So Fox in shotgun formation. Emil, the running back. And they will give it to Emil running right. Emil bounces off one tackler and is drugged down. He ran into Gillespie at the 27, and down he goes at the 27. Emil will get a 7-yard pickup, and that will take us to halftime.
It's halftime.
Your score at the half. Dobyns-Bennett 42. David Crockett, nothing. Back in 2 minutes with halftime activities right here on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Being stuck when it comes to legal matters can bring frustration and anxiety. Where do you start? What's your next move? Your next move should be to call the experienced professionals at Spivey, King & Spivey. They provide their clients with quality legal counsel in criminal defense, family law, and personal injury. Spivey, King & Spivey has the experience you need to navigate our complex legal system. Don't wait. Call Spivey, King & Spivey at 423-245-4185 or go online to SpiveyKingandSpiveyLLP.com. Now you're in experienced hands.
To start seeing clearly again, visit the Regional Eye Center, the region's only cataract center of excellence. We're the only place for clear sight cataract surgery, providing the highest level of care and technology in correcting cataracts. In fact, no one in the area does more procedures than we do. So don't let cataracts get any worse. Call the Regional Eye Center at 1-800-688-EYES and visit regionaleye.com to learn more about our life-changing procedures. It's time you got your vision back and your life.
When it comes to Italian food, nobody beats Italian Village in the Fort Henry Mall in Kingsport. It's all authentic, and they offer some really amazing and affordable house specialties like calzone, stromboli, and pizza rolls, along with several pasta dishes, subs, and sandwiches, salads, and of course, their famous pizzas. Italian Village is open Monday through Saturday, 10 to 9, and Sunday, noon to 6. Eat in, pick it
Now
up,
entering
have
the
it
field is the David Crockett High School
7391
Pioneer Marching
Italian
Band. The band is under the direction of Josh Ogle and Jonathan Garth.
There's only one choice that makes sense, and that's Valley View Animal Clinic with Dr. David Redmond. Whether you have a
Drum
new
major
puppy
is
or
Connor
kitten or a
Hackney.
senior pet,
Student leaders
Valley View
include Rebecca Salt, Dawson Stubblefield, Caitlin Marino, Corey Luttrow, Matthew Garth, Molly Hicks, and Christian Hinkle. This year's show is entitled Colors. Tonight's soloist, Caitlin Marino and Connor Hackney. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the David Crockett High School Pioneer Marching Band. perform their 2022 halftime show entitled Ignite. Tonight's halftime show is sponsored by Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network. Musical selections include "He Didn't Start the Fire" by Billy Joel, "Girl on Fire" by Alicia Keys, "I Know What You Did in the Dark" by Fall Out Boy, "Ring of Fire" by Johnny Cash, and "Just Like Fire" by Pink. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome drum majors Dave Powers, Jay Adams, Ryan Drew, and Ella Halliburton, and your Dobyns-Bennett High School marching band.
Remember, then, what do? We stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop, and roll. Stop, drop, and roll.
I know what'll impress everybody. I'll start a fire.
Absolutely. Let's go do exactly that. Good luck in the second half. Roll Tribe, Coach.
Roll Tribe.
All right, thank you very much, Michael. I like the mindset. You know, obviously you're going to play a lot more kids, and you're not going to, you know, you're going to run the play clock, you're going to run the ball, but at the same time, you know, you're not out there just going through the motions either.
No, you're not. I mean, this second half, we want to see some of the same stuff we saw in the first half. It doesn't matter if it's your first string, second string, third string. It doesn't matter. They expect them to run the same plays, the same physicality, the get to the football, run through the football, make the plays, make the right assignments, and that's what we've got to see out of this team, because you are building for the future, and the future might be next week. One of these guys who might play in this second half, have someone to go down, unfortunately, and have to step up with the first one. So hopefully we'll see that. You heard him, we're going to take the air out of the ball.
Yeah.
But what does that mean? Then we're going to have to get more physical, more up front, get your blocks, and get chunks of yards on the ground.
Just looking down below me, warming up quarterback Blankenship and Will Hurd are warming up. Jake's not nowhere to be seen. So
I got a feeling he's done.
Yeah. I hope he's done.
Yeah, I do too. But you just like what that first half represented, and let's not. It is a 42-0 halftime lead. But let's take the score out of it, and we'll talk a little bit more at the end of the game. But Steve, I mean, a couple pass interference calls and all that. You take that out of the equation, it's a perfect first half.
Yeah.
And it was all done because we talked about at the first of the season how physical Dobyns-Bennett wanted to play football. And what we've seen tonight is how physical they want to play football.
Yeah, the physicality of the offensive and defensive line is really it's unfortunate there's no real stats for that will show that other than what the offense has done and the defense has done on total yardage and things like that. You know, you show that total offensive yardage and the quarterbacks and the running backs get all the credit, but tonight, I mean, we saw it especially on that last touchdown play where the offensive linemen were, 5, 6, 7, 8 yards deep in the end zone on a little 3-yard dive.
On 3-yard, and bodies flying everywhere. And I mean, not to make a lot of it. I mean, we pancaked about 3 guys there. And it's not just the big plays, Steve. I mean, it's early on in this football game, they were getting up and attacking the line of scrimmage, and we were getting 6-yard runs on a 2-yard run. And why? Because our offensive line was controlling the line of scrimmage so much that we were pushing them 4 yards off the line of scrimmage. And against the team that what they pride themselves on is up front and how physical they want to be.
I'm just looking over my drive chart here, and I'm trying to find a play where Dobyns-Bennett may have lost yardage, and I don't know that I've seen one. I don't know that we did that the whole first
I don't think we did. I don't even think there's a play that we got 0 gain. I think there has been a positive yardage on every play in that first half.
So Titan Thomas will load it up to kick it off as the Indians will be defending the scoreboard end of the stadium here in the third quarter, which will be a running clock. And we'll talk some about that, see what happens during the running clock.
Well, let's just say this. It's 8:41 time. We'll see how quick this half goes.
Here's the kick by Thomas, be taken by Emil at the 2 to the 10. Emil is hemmed in and dropped as he gets to about the 17-yard line. Tackle made by Carswell. And Peyton Brooks is down there as well.
And that's a good start. That's maybe the one thing in the first half is there's a couple of kickoff sequences there that we did not get down and get the cover. As Michael said, maybe got leverage, got down laterally and made some plays. So that's a good play right there to start the first half.
Running clock is supposed to stop on scores, timeouts, and injuries.
Yeah.
Okay. And the last couple of games I've seen, it's not stopped on scores. I saw a score in the last game I was at that happened about 4 minutes to go, and they never ran another offensive play.
And that was on a Saturday.
Yeah, it was on a Saturday. Give up the middle as Emil hit and breaks it outside. Emil Chill trying to get outside. He's to the 20 to the 25, and he's going to have first down yardage out to about the 28-yard line. Goes Javion Emil.
Guys, we had him wrapped up right there. Had him wrapped up in the backfield, as a matter of fact. He was able to spin out and make a big gain out of that. Need to get away from that arm tackling.
Unless he finally gets him down, but after a first down.
5 carries, 39 yards now for Emil. One of the most productive nights by a running back we have seen this year against Dobyns-Bennett. Emil stays in there. 2 out to the left and right. Or excuse me, to the left. Dunn is not in there for Crockett, but I see. Give to Emil up the middle, and he's hit first by Caden Kolbacki, who drags him down after a gain of about 1.
Emil on the carry, tackle made by 15. Caden Kolbacki.
Bring up second down and 9. 10 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Indians on top 42-0.
Guys, Kolbacki's having himself quite a little night here.
Yep. Indians also have in there Sam Browder, a junior. Tyler Grizzle, a freshman, is in there on that defensive line and also Eli Smith. Fox moves his H-back from the left to the right. On second down, looking to throw. Fox going to throw it up down the right sideline, and that's going to be incomplete. Dunn over there working against Nigel Vidal, and it's incomplete.
Good coverage, and ball overthrown.
Definitely overthrown, guys. It looks like these referees are certainly going to let the guys get away with a little paw and a little hand battling there, as long as it doesn't get to be too much. There was some more of that on that play, but ball wasn't catchable either way.
Dunn has had a frustrating night. 1 catch, 6 yards, coming in on a season where he had 14 catches for 285 yards in 3 games. Garrett Clark comes across the formation for Crockett. Now 3 wideouts to the left on 3rd and 9. Fox looking to throw. Fox throws it across the middle. It's tipped and nearly intercepted, and then nearly caught again by the diving tandem of Dunn and Wesley. That ball got tipped around. That ball was hit more times than a pool table.
Yeah. Eli Wallace had the first hands on it, and I couldn't tell who on the backside of it had an opportunity to get it as well.
I couldn't tell, guys, who exactly that was, but there were about 5, I think, that had some sort of opportunity at that ball.
So it brings up 4th down and into punt for Crockett. It'll be Callahan. Line of scrimmage is the 29. The punt is away. It's a good punt. And Wynn kind of holds it up. And then the Indian receiver has to come up and make the diving catch at the 40-yard line. That was Russell, I believe. Yes, at the 40-yard line. So punt of 31.
Tonight, a welcome back to the Dobyns-Bennett class
We'll have first and 10 Dobyns-Bennett with 7:44 to go in the football game.
Guys, real quickly, to your point about Dunn, fewer targets than we thought we would see on him. And they've also tried to move him around a lot. And I like the way some of our inside guys, some of our slot defenders, Cannon Mullins and others have done. And really, no matter where he goes, putting the clamps on him this evening.
So we have a officials timeout with the clock still running.
This will go really, really quick.
Timeout, the clock is supposed to stop, and there it did stop at 7:15. This is one of those red hat timeouts down there. What for at this point, I don't know, but I guess there's...
Pay bills.
I guess so. Anyway, much equipment as they had, there's a lot of bills to pay. 42-0, Dobyns-Bennett on top here over David Crockett. And now they say to run the clock.
And let me say this. With nowhere near as much as equipment, our live stream bunch and with Wesley, Franklin, and the students is, I tell you what, is incredible. You know, we got a feed tip from it and to watch, get to see the replays and be on it is what a great job that they do with the equipment that they have.
Indians have Noah Blankenship in the game at quarterback. Blankenship will turn and hand off straight up the middle. Running is Franklin. Franklin runs into his own blocker. Franklin across midfield all the way down to the 45-yard line. Franklin.
I tell you what, he made a spin there, and I really thought he had an opportunity. We've got an injured player for Crockett.
That's a 15-yard pickup for Franklin, and a Select 7 Credit Union first down for the Tribe at the Crockett 45-yard line.
That's Hayden Wesley down. Kind of got rolled up on there and watching the replay. He was at the end of the play, and I wonder if he got his, I don't want to speculate, but he kind of was on the bottom of that pile. While we're waiting on this, Steve, I tell you what, talking about the live stream, we really want to appreciate Spivey, King and Spivey. Tonight's live stream is brought to you by Spivey, King and Spivey. And they are a general practice law firm focusing on criminal defense and family law issues. The firm serves the Tri-Cities area in Kingsport, Johnson City, Bristol, and surrounding areas in Rogersville, Elizabethton, Greenville, Irwin, Mountain City, and probably more. They provide over 75 years of combined experience in matters dealing with criminal law, divorce, custody, business disputes, personal injury, workers' compensation, construction, civil litigation, and medical malpractice. Spivey, King, and Spivey combines decades of trial experience and criminal and civil matters with the energy and preferences which are demanded in today's modern legal environment. Call Spivey, King, and Spivey at 423-245-4185 to schedule your appointment today. And once again, we appreciate Dobyns-Bennett letting tonight's broadcast, the ESPN Tri-Cities bunch, be the audio choice of tonight. And we're so proud to be part of the live stream for you all tonight.
Wesley being helped off the field, putting no weight on the right leg. And that's a concern for Crockett. It is 1st and 10, Indians at the 45, coming out of the injury timeout. And Crockett had another one. He's trying to put a little weight on it. Crockett had another injury that looked kind of similar, that looked like it turned out a little bit better than Wesley's had thus far. But we wish Hayden Wesley the best, and hopefully he'll be good and ready to go for the rest of the Crockett season. That starts back in region play next week. They go to Tennessee High. So Blankenship, the quarterback. I think Franklin stayed in there running back to his left. He's kind of hidden by Blankenship. And it will be coming to the right. Is still Franklin fighting forward, spinning off tacklers, and he'll dive forward down to the 42-yard line. A pickup of 3 for Franklin.
Tell you what, that Elizabeth Boone game is really coming down to the barn burner. It's still 7-0 going into the fourth quarter.
Win on the stop for the Pioneers.
7-0 going to the fourth quarter. Wow. 2nd and 7. Boone has only beaten Elizabethton 3 times in its history. Excuse me, 2 times.
2 times. Wow.
Coach Jenkins told me that last Saturday. Rome Pruitt in the game at wide out to the right down here for Dobyns-Bennett, trying to get some other numbers called out for you. Dobyns-Bennett's starter still in on the line. Give to Franklin straight up the middle, and he's to the 40, and he runs into Mr. Julian Emile. Number 72 at 5'11", 290, the sophomore. Nose tackle stops Franklin for a gain of 1 yard.
Alcoa and Maryville tied at 14 all going into the fourth quarter. Wow.
5 carries, 49 yards for Franklin now. 3rd and 6 at the 41. Clock is running, 5:22 to go third quarter. 42-0 Dobyns-Bennett on top. Blankenship will have 2 out to the left, 1 to the right. Pruitt down here solo to the right. Blankenship turns and has a word there with his running back, Franklin. Excuse me, that's Simpson back in the game. Breaks a tackle. Simpson across the 40, and they sling him forward down to about the 37-yard line. So Simpson will get 4 yards.
Brayton Simpson on the carry for Dobyns-Bennett.
And they'll bring up 4th down.
And I think Dobyns-Bennett, with it being 4th and 2, will definitely go for this. It looks like that's a no-doubter.
Yeah. 4th and 2 from the Crockett 37. And they're not going to do anything fancy. They're just going to run the ball. If they get 2 yards, they get 2 yards.
Science Hill now down 21-14, the foul in the 3rd.
Simpson stays in there at running back. Same formation from the right hash mark with Pruitt down here to the right.
Actually, Powell just kicked the field goal, go up 24-14.
Blankenship letting the play clock run down, and he will give it straight up the middle. Simpson dragging a tackler across the line to gain the 35 to the 34. There'll be a select 7 credit union first down for Dobyns-Bennett. Simpson needed 2, got 3.
And I tell you what, the two of the 3 was all on him. And he got to the line of scrimmage, was about a yard, and just a great effort for him to get that second level.
Yeah, guys, this late in the game, we're in complete control. You love seeing, one of your co-starting running backs still running that hard, fighting for every yard.
Now Brooks, I think, is in there at running back on 1st and 10 from the Crockett 34. They'll pitch it to Brooks coming right. Brooks to the 30 is hit there and is tackled by Farrell as he gets down to the 28-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 6 for Brooks.
Eli Robinette.
Farrell hits you, he hits you.
And when Farrell hits you, you are
Brooks on the carry for Dobyns-Bennett.
Second down and 4 at the 28. 3 minutes to go third quarter. It's 42-0 Indians.
And I'll tell you what, if you're the coaching staff, you heard what Joey talked about. Here it was first down. Kind of big run, 6 yards on first down. You'll take it all year long.
Brooks stays in there. In motion is Pruitt. And they'll give it to Brooks going left. Brooks up the middle and is just tripped up by one of the Emils at the 25. He'll fall to the 22, and it'll be enough for another Select 7 Credit Union first down for Dobyns-Bennett. But if he didn't get tripped up there by Emil, he might have scored.
Yeah, guys, we were a step away right there. Farrell blitzed himself right out of that play, and we hit that exact seam. Very close to being a touchdown.
I tell you what, Brooks might be the best runner we've got that can see the next hole in a crowd. I mean, he gets in the midst of that, and he seems like he always picks the right way to get out of that and find that little crease. He pick up that extra yards.
First and 10 now at the 22 for Dobyns-Bennett. I think we've got another running back in there now.
We do. Brooks actually about lost his shoes. Yeah. He had to come out.
I think this is Job. Job going left. Job at the 20, falling forward for about the 19. I think they're going to say Targos was stopped at the 20. So Hayden Job, his first carry. 2 yards to the 20.
Eli Robinette in for the stop for David Crockett.
We've had 4 running backs in on this drive, guys. Franklin, Simpson, Brooks, and now Job. Hayden Job, the junior. 2nd and 8 from the 20. Clock nearing a minute to go here in the quarter. Blankenship moves Job from his left to his right, threw out to the left. And they'll fake it to Job. Blankenship running right to the 20. To the 15, puts his head down and runs over defender and gets out of bounds as he gets down near the 12.
Blankenship on the keeper.
He may have a first down. Let's see where they mark it.
Guys, I believe they're going to spot him maybe under a yard short on that tough run by Blankenship.
And when Blankenship's in at quarterback, that's what you get out of Blankenship is that capability to use his wheels and pick up yardage. With 26 seconds left here in the quarter, we'll run one more play because there's only 15 seconds left on the
And it is a Select 7 Credit Union 1st and 10 Tribe at the 12. Job stays in there running back. And it will be Job carrying to the left. He's got some room. Job makes a cut at the 10. Might have been wise to keep going outside, but he's down to the 9-yard line on a pickup of 3. And that will probably be the end of the third quarter.
And it is.
So into the third quarter, the score remains Dobyns-Bennett 42 and Crockett nothing. We're back in 60 seconds on ESPN Tri-Cities.
At East Tennessee State University, we'll be part of an unstoppable community focused on improving the quality of life for people in our region and around the world. Nearly 200 academic programs at ETSU include nationally ranked options in the health sciences, digital media, technology, and the arts. Our Buccaneer family is spirited and inclusive, all while providing you the real-world knowledge and skills you need to build the future you want. Learn more at etsu.edu/edge.
I'm Bob Childress with Hamlet Dobson Funeral Homes. As a former volunteer coach for the Kingsport Boys Club, I can attest to the value of sports in building team spirit. Teamwork is vital to every part of our community. Put in a here at Hamlet Dobson. As we celebrate the achievements of that young, let us reflect on the importance of building team spirit in our lives. Hamlet Dobson Funeral Homes, family owned and operated since 1960.
Now back to Ingalls High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
All right, welcome back here to J. Fred Johnson Stadium. It's 42-0 Dobyns-Bennett. As we go to the fourth quarter, Indians have it on the Pioneer 9-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 7. This will be the 10th play of this drive that started at Dobyns-Bennett's 40. And the Indians took over possession with 7:45 to go. I think that's right. Maybe 7:15. 7:45 to go in the third quarter. If I could read my own writing, it would really be Some good stuff, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I tell you what, guys, we're unofficial final. Daniel Boone holds Science Hill. Elizabethton at ETSU 7-0. Wow. Yep. For the ones that follow the Pickett panel, Unicoi County is up 20-0 on Happy Valley.
Yep. Indians started this drive at 7:45. So this is the 10th play of the drive. Indians have used Franklin for 2 runs, Simpson for 2, Brooks for 2, Job for 2, and Blankenship for 1 on this drive. And so now Brooks back out there. Blankenship in shotgun formation. Pruitt in motion. They'll toss it forward to Pruitt, trying to get outside. Pruitt, some speed, turns it on, but it closes. Now we got a penalty marker back at about the 9-yard line. So that was a forward pass from Blankenship to Pruitt, but let's hold everything and see where the penalty is called, and more than likely it's on Dobyns-Bennett to hold on the Indians.
Holding 3 of the offense, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Replay the down.
So they'll mark it back to the 18. That will be good for a yard from Blankenship to Pruitt for 1 yard to the 8. And then the penalty of 10 yards to the 18. And we'll replay second down.
Clock still running. 10:55 to go in the game.
Second down and 19 for Dobyns-Bennett. Second goal, actually, I guess. Then here is outside. Job makes a cut. Job still on his feet inside the 10. Powering forward near the 5-yard line goes Job.
Guys, I'm telling you, you mentioned a minute ago what number running back that is for us tonight, and we talk all the time about not seeing a whole lot of difference. There, once again, man, just the power and the speed combination is really something.
13 yards for Job.
I mean, can't get a first down.
Yeah, that's right. Because we got to get to the 2, don't we?
Yes.
So it's third down. And looks like about 3. We'll call it from the 5. Job stays in there. Blankenship, the quarterback. They'll give it to Job straight up the middle. Job tripped up. Underneath there, tripping up the play was Jason Emil, a sophomore. Job will be near a first down. In fact, they will say first down. They'll say he got 3 yards and a select 7 credit union. First down number 20 on the night for Dobyns-Bennett. First and goal at the 2 clock running, 9:30. You know, we got a chance to have a drive that lasted a complete quarter of play overall. We're not going to be far from it, that's for sure. Job stays in there. And in shotgun formation again for the Indians. Giving to Job, going right. Job picking his way, and he's in there for a Dobyns-Bennett touchdown. Hayden Job with 9:07 to go in the quarter. A 2-yard touchdown run. Job carries 5 times for 23 yards and a touchdown on the drive.
Oh, wow. And you have to be, as a head coach, Jerry Christian, his coaching staff, he told Michael Holt exactly what he wanted to see out of his football team. It didn't matter who's out there, and I think that's exactly what he saw on that drive.
Extra point by Titan Thomas is up and good. 9:07 to go in the football game. Dobyns-Bennett 49 and David Crockett nothing. Back in 60 seconds on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Life can be a lot sometimes. But at Holston Medical Group, our primary care providers are here through it all. Whether it be a routine checkup or something unexpected. Because at MG, we're here for you through every stage of life. With the best primary care and support. Whether it's you or the people you love most. Choose HMG, your health care for life. now accepting new patients. Call 877-464-1213.
Whether you're looking for pulling power or you simply want to blow the competition away, come to Jeff's Pipe and Muffler in Kingsport. Jeff's Pipe and Muffler specializes in custom exhaust systems, Flowmaster, Joule exhaust, MagnaFlow exhaust, manifolds, oil changes and brakes, and automotive repair. To unleash your engine's beast, come to Jeff's Pipe and Muffler. No appointment needed. We can hear you coming. That's Jeff's Pipe and Muffler, 817 East Sullivan Street, Kingsport. Open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30. Now back to Ingles High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
All right, welcome back to J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Dobyns-Bennett scoring drive. Listen to this. They take over at its 40-yard line. 14 plays. 13 of which were rushes. The only pass was that little pitch forward to Pruitt that went for 1 yard. 14 plays, 60 yards, in 10 minutes and 45 seconds.
And the pitch forward is basically
that's a
run. I mean, you know, so I mean, you're talking about just running the football, controlling the line of scrimmage, and Michael, you heard. I mean, well, you sit there and talked to Joey, and Joey said, "Hey, we want to keep it going. We want to keep this physicalness going. We want to play like it's 0-0. It doesn't matter who's in there at what time or whatever." And if you're Coach Christian, you have to really like what you saw right there.
Absolutely, you do. You know, I'll be anxious to hear what he has to say after the game about that. But you haven't seen any let up. We've still established that line of scrimmage as being physical, and we're going to win that battle. I'm very pleased with what you see out of these young guys right now. I'm really excited to see what we have here on defense now.
So Ty Thomas to kick it off one more time. Into the wind this time. Going towards the scoreboards. 49-0 Dobyns-Bennett. Clock stayed. Stopped the entire time after the score with 9:07 to go. Crockett has one man deep. That's Neal again, I'm sure. Thomas kicks. It's going to be a shorter kick. Going to come to the 17-yard line, and Emil tackles his return guy.
Oh, my goodness.
Over at the 25-yard line.
That might be Crockett's biggest hit of the night. If you're watching on live stream now, I hope they've got a replay of that.
Guys, I wish I had words, a way to describe that one for you from down here at field level, but I don't. I have nothing.
So Crockett will take over at its 25, and the clock has started running again.
That would be interesting in film review for sure.
So let's see if Fox is still in there. I believe he is for Crockett. Fox, a handoff up the middle for Crockett across the 25 to the 30. And I believe that was Callahan on the carry. Picked up about 5.
On the stop for the Indians.
With 7 minutes and 52 seconds left, I mean, you've got a lot of second-teamers out there, Michael, and I know they see the scoreboard and they see that 0. And I know they're working hard to try to keep this shutout intact. They better hurry because they got 2 guys wide open on the other side. There we go.
Straight up the middle. Again, this is Callahan. Callahan fighting for yardage. Made a couple of nice moves in the backfield. It's going to have about 4.
Yeah, Todd, back to what you said right there. You know, Coach Christian said it best at halftime. You know, you play for the spear on the side of your helmet right there. And I can assure you, whatever string is out there, that is of no concern to these young men. They're doing exactly that. They're giving it everything they have.
Going to bring up 3rd down and 1 for Crockett from the 34 as I had 2 pins run out for me at the same play. Frantically searching my bag. We've got him. It's the 3rd and 1 for Crockett. Fox, high snap. He'll get it to Callahan going left. Callahan trying to get outside. Does so before he's taken down. He was chased down over there. Ethan Dietrich was on the pursuit, but he's going to have enough for a first down pickup of 2.
Still a very nice pursuit by Dobyns-Bennett. It looked like he was going to get the corner, and he did not. And I thought he was going to get the corner there. But good job by...
I think Carnes was over there.
Yeah, Carnes was over there. Good job by him.
Good pursuit by safety, sophomore Trey Wyndham as well, coming over and laying a little shot on him.
1st and 10 Crockett at the Pioneer 36. Fox now wants to throw. Going to take a shot downfield, and that's going to be incomplete.
We'll get a holding call.
Marker's going to come in.
Well, I don't know why the guy in the backfield threw one. I mean, it wasn't even his call, but I think it's more of a hold than a pass interference. At least the one flag came out before.
There's multiple flags out there. There's
try to say that
3 flags.
It's all the same. But the guy in the back judge, he threw his like 30 seconds later. See what the call is.
And gone back to the line of scrimmage, and here comes the
holding defense.
Dobyns-Bennett.
10-yard penalty, first down.
Guys, with 5 minutes and 38 seconds and counting in this game, Dobyns-Bennett, I mean, we didn't talk much about it. Maybe y'all did a little bit last week. If they can hold on right here, at this point in the season, they've outscored their opponents 163-14.
Fox in shotgun formation. Looking to his right. Pass out here is going to be complete to the 45 and then ridden out of bounds as the receiver. That receiver was Tiger Woods to the 41. It's a pickup of 15, 13.
Tiger Woods is limping like the Tiger Woods of golf at this moment. He's staying in the game, but he's hurting.
Fox 4 out of 11 for 39 yards. You might see some different passing stats there, but I've counted those 2 laterals as just that. Fox going downfield, trying to get to Dunn, and he's way overthrown. Incomplete.
A little soft coverage by Dobyns-Bennett, but I tell you what, really good technique by the defensive back, and if he'll get turned around here, I can see what his number is.
That's Gabe Marshall, real solid job, really screening him off there, running with him stride for stride.
4:15 to go and counting. 49-0 Dobyns-Bennett. Dunn comes out to the right again.
I mean, Dunn's keeping his head up, but you can see the frustration in him.
Fox wants to set up the screen, and it's incomplete. Trying to get a meal. Now they're going to get a penalty marker down. The receiver's behind the line.
Yeah, no, unless there's a hold here on
Crockett.
On Crockett.
I mean, the Indian defensive lineman there, who's 51? Is that McVeigh in there playing as 51?
Correct.
He was still playing 90. I guess that's who that is.
Holding 51 defense. 10-yard penalty, first down.
I'm with you on that one, Steve.
Yeah, I think the Dobyns-Bennett sideline is as well there, guys. I'm not sure about that. That was definitely a pass down behind the line there.
That takes it down to the Indian 31-yard line on first down and 10.
Just 3:10 to go here in the game.
Low snap to Fox. Fox wants to throw, rolling to his left. Still rolling, now throws it back across his body, incomplete. Trying to get it down there to Javion Emil, but he couldn't get a lot on it, throwing it across his body like that.
Intended for Emil, incomplete.
Clock still running, 2:45 left in this game.
I don't know if the hold had something to do with that penalty, because I know you can hit them behind the line of scrimmage. I don't know if the hold had something to do with it or not. But
well, they missed the hold on this side, and so, I mean, you can't get them all, but
2:30 to go, second and 10, Pioneers at the Indian 31. Fox has 2 wideouts to the left, 1 right. Here's Fox, wants to go to the end zone, and the receiver is going to be there, and I think he caught it for a Crockett touchdown. He did. Nice throw by Fox. And the pass complete down there. I believe that was to who? I can't see the number real well.
20.
Dylan Maupin. Dylan Maupin hauls it in for a Crockett touchdown of 31 yards.
Be a little teaching moment there in film review, but I tell you what, it was a good throw, Michael. It was kind of right over his shoulder where he could be the only one that could catch it.
Yeah, good throw and catch. We were running stride for stride with him. We just didn't get our head around and find the football.
Crockett will go for 2. Okay, Fox to Emil, and Emil is met at the 2, and he's not going to make it. So the point after A 2-point after try is no good. And the score remains with 2:08 to go in the football game. Dobyns-Bennett 49, David Crockett 7. Back in 60 seconds on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Dobyns-Bennett High School game coverage is brought to you by Citizens Bank, a local community bank focused on the success of the areas they serve. Whether it's managing household finances, purchasing a home, or a family services, Bank has experts ready to provide a helping hand. Find out more about the Citizens Bank Local Advantage by visiting citizensbank24.com today. Bank your own way. Citizens Bank, Equal Housing Lender member FDIC.
Want a good laugh? Watch those funny insurance ads on TV. Want seriously good auto, home, business, or life insurance? Come to Jenkins Insurance Group in Kingsport, an independent insurance agent. See for yourself. More than 90% of Erie customers stay with Erie year after year. Call Jenkins Insurance Group for a quote today. 423-245-ERIE. That's 245-3743.
Now back to Ingles High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
Stats on the other stats have 21, so I might have missed one. But anyway, 21 first downs.
Yeah, we're talking about first downs coming into the break. And did you get the last one, Steve? We picked up the first down.
I've got Crockett with 11 first downs, 5 by penalty. 5 by penalty.
Max Medicine Mart offers an array of different services, friendly and experienced pharmacists and staff to make your visit quick and easy. With drive-through for your convenience.
We'll stay here with the live stream.
Or vaccination with a full line of medical equipment for purchase or rent.
Here comes the second kickoff of the night for Dobyns-Bennett. For Crockett's another short one. Be taken at the 32 by Dobyns-Bennett to the 40, 45, 50, 45. All the way down near the 40-yard line for Dobyns-Bennett goes Eli Wallace. And Indians will have it 1st and 10 at the 41. At the 40, actually. Wallace took it back. That'll be our best kickoff return of the year.
Eli Wallace on the return for Dobyns-Bennett.
Dobyns-Bennett will have it 1st and 10 at the 40. Clock running 124. Maybe 2 plays, Todd. That'll be about it. Will Hurd will be the quarterback for the Indians. The junior. 1st and 10, try at the 40.
Quarterback now.
Hurd, hands off. This is Job, straight up the middle. Job's going to have first down yardage. He's still going. Job's all the way down inside the 30 to the 25-yard line. Crockett comes out with the football. They've got it at the 25. So Job does get 15 yards, but coughs it up at the end of the run. First turnover of the night for Dobyns-Bennett.
He's definitely running with effort and was trying to get that extra yardage. And looks like I'm watching it. Yep, he could come out. It was Adrian Wynn for Crockett that stripped it from him.
Well, Crockett trying to get lined up as the clock has not yet stopped. Now they get a new running back in there. It's Zeke Sloan, it looks like.
So 14 seconds left.
Yeah, Sloan gets the call, and he gets hammered after a gain of about 1, and that's going to be the final play of the game. 1 carry for 1 yard for Sloan, and that does it. Final score here at J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Dobyns-Bennett defeats David Crockett with that kind of 49-7. We're back in 2 minutes with post-game activities right here on ESPN Tri-Cities.
To start seeing clearly again, visit the Regional Eye Center, the region's only cataract center of excellence. We're the only place for clear sight cataract surgery, providing the highest level of care and technology in correcting cataracts. In fact, no one in the area does more procedures than we do. So don't let cataracts get any worse. Call the Regional Eye Center at 1-800-688-EYES and visit regionaleye.com to learn about our life-changing procedures. It's time to go for vision. In your life.
It's going to be a super September all along at Wallace Nissan of Kingsport. Trucking USA, where Simpson's Town always delivers on one of the largest inventories of new Nissan Versa Altima and the all-new redesigned Rogue and Pathfinder. At Wallace Nissan of Kingsport, we need your trade, and it's never been worth more. Get up to $7,500 over Kelly Blue Book for your trade. Financing up to 84 months. Good credit, bad credit, every credit application will be accepted. And every new Nissan gets the exclusive Wallace lifetime warranty. So come save big on every award-winning new Nissan and quality pre-owned during the Super September sales event all month long at Wallace Nissan of Kingsport, where 10 cents down always delivers. Check it out online, wallacenissan.com. Wallace Nissan of Kingsport, we're friends in their friends, and we go the extra mile.
If you need it, rent it from Action Rentals and Sales. We're your one-stop shop for all equipment and tool rental needs in Kingsport, Rogersville, Johnson City, and serving Northeast Tennessee and Gate City. We also sell items including equipment supplies and general tool and safety supplies for both contractors and DIYers. Action Rentals Party Division offers superior event planning. They'll be by your step-by-step to help plan your dream wedding, elegant benefits, backyard party. Action Rentals and Sales, 1861 Northeastern Road, Kingsport.
High school football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
All right, welcome back to J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Dobyns-Bennett goes to 4-0 on the year, beating David Crockett here tonight 49-7. Indians score. Todd, let's think about it. Let's think about this. When I look at my game chart, Todd, the Indians scored a touchdown on all 7 of its possessions in the game. We had 1 possession in the second half. No, I take that back. We fumbled.
We fumbled.
7 of its first 7 possessions.
7 first.
Yes.
Once again, I saw that Saturday with Georgia and Oregon. I tell you, there's some things we still got to clean up. We've got to. We're not going to have a penalty-free game. It's just not going to happen, guys. But the thing that we do have to do better is figure out how to not get those penalties at crucial times. We had back-to-back pass interference. We cleaned that up. But, the thing about it is we're going to have we're playing aggressive on the corner, so we are going to have some of those holds or whatever. But that's the only thing that I can see. And Steve, just a well-played football game. And listen, if your offensive, defensive line plays like that and plays with that kind of urgency and that strength and that just go to the whistle and own the line of scrimmage, you're going to beat some really good football teams.
Yeah. This game was dominated at the line of scrimmage by Dobyns-Bennett. I keep saying 49-7 is the final. Actually, 49-6. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's get that right.
Yeah, they went for 2. I don't know why, but you just have to. This is the game that we've been looking for. Listen, we beat Tennessee High 31-0. We had like 11 or 12, 13 penalties in that. Didn't play really sharp. Volunteer. I mean, it was a hard game to play. They tried to play little just it was a different ball game. It was but you come out of that 41-0. I felt like I talked to you about the game. I watched a lot of it. The 42-14 at Morristown East, really not a good start. But from here, from kickoff to the end of the game, there's not much you can pick on. You fumbled there at the end. The kid was in the game. He's trying to get extra yardage. He's trying to make something happen. That happens. But, Steve, this is what we're talking about. And I go back, and Steve, me and you get on the field, and we're sitting there talking to Joey and to and Coach Katie Gaines. And Joey looks at me and you and says, man, we look really relaxed today. And really, I think that was a key. We were really relaxed, and you saw that in our play, and we went out and played football and dominated this football game.
Indians win it 49-6. We are waiting the availability of head coach Joey Christian. We can start going over some numbers with you if you want to. We can do that. Dobyns-Bennett passing tonight, 12 out of 16 for 204 yards. Gillespie had 3 catches for 80 yards. Russell 3 for 41. Franklin 2 for 46. Hurd 1 for 24. Mullins 1 for 14. Rome Pruitt 1 for 1. And Nigel Vidal 1 for 6. The Indians ran it 24 times for 148 yards. A lot of that in the second half. Simpson 6 carries, 20 yards. Franklin 5 for 49. Brooks 5 for 32. Job 6 for 38. Blankenship 1 for 8. Myers 1 for 1. You know, Todd, we've yet to have a running back this year in the game carry it double-digit times.
Wow, and we've carried, and everybody's looked well at doing it. And Steve, you start adding up the yardage. That's a testament to the defense, because this Dobyns-Bennett football team never had a long field to go tonight. And that's why you start looking at these stats, and you're like, well, that's pretty good, but there was just no gaudy yardage. Well, that's the reason why you have to tip your hat off to the defense.
And he's only had 40 plays on the night for a grand total of 352 total yards. Pioneers, 5 out of 14 through the air for 70 yards. Again, you might see some different numbers. We counted the laterals as what they were, and that was laterals.
Yeah.
Done 1 reception for 6 yards. That was it. They tried him 4 or 5 times. Got some penalties.
Guys, hate to butt in here.
Go
Coach
right
Christian,
ahead.
real quick. Coach, big win tonight. I'm going to keep you for just a second here. We'll let you go. We talked at halftime about the next man up, that physicality remaining. I got a few statistics here. That drive there, third quarter to fourth quarter, 14 plays, 60 yards, 10 minutes. Feel like that could have been mission accomplished there. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, you know, like I said, when you're out there playing, you're going to play hard. I thought, our offensive line really took over there, obviously 14 plays. When you get a running clock, I'd like to have got more kids in, but, we wasn't able to, and that's unfortunate, but I do like the way that our offensive line really, maybe showed a little dominance there. We just got to make sure we keep a little bit of it. We need to show it against some of these guys for these last 6 games in the regular season.
Agreed, and I feel like that translated over to that defensive side of the ball as well, especially within the box. But I did want to specifically see what you thought about the way we stepped it up a little bit physicality-wise in the secondary tonight, getting off blocks, getting up to make some plays when we needed to do so.
Yeah, we really did. Nigel, I know, made a big play on the edge earlier. Gabe Marshall here in the second half come up and stuck one right there. So, those guys aren't just willing tacklers. They're guys they'll come up and thump you too. They want to show a little bit of, like you said, a little bit of physicality. They want to, they want to stick that face in there and maybe knock some guys back. So, all those guys in the secondary obviously did a very good job tonight, because we knew that with Emil running in the big offensive line they had, that we knew it was going to be, it was going to be tough for sure.
Yeah, you love nights like tonight, but obviously, you move forward pretty quick. You move into next week and get ready for another team. How long do we enjoy this one for?
Oh gosh, well, we're gonna have a 24-hour rule always. We wanna enjoy it, but if I was gonna be real honest, I've probably been forward scouting next week for a few days anyway. Actually, right before we came down to half, I was watching a little bit of our next opponent. So, we're going to enjoy it. The kids certainly are, and they should. But as coaches, you don't get to enjoy them. You just turn the page and go on to the next one.
All right, Coach, we'll let you go. Appreciate it. Great night tonight. Roll Tribe.
Roll Tribe. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you very much, Michael Holt. Great job there. We'll go ahead with these numbers. We said Dunn, 1 reception for 6 yards. Javion Emil, 1 for -2. Wynn had the big catch down the middle, 1 for 22. Tiger Woods, 1 catch for 13 yards. And Maupin, the touchdown reception of 31 yards. That is Dylan Maupin, a junior for the Pioneers. Rushing, Crockett, 23 carries, 48 yards. Emil, 6 carries for 40. Dylan Callahan, 6 for 16. Jake Whaley, 3 for -1. Dunn, 1 for -3. Fox, 6 keeps for -5. Sloan, 1 for 1. So Crockett tonight on 37 plays gains 118 yards. Crockett had 11 first downs. Dobyns-Bennett 21. The Indians penalized 8 times for 77 yards. Those are season lows. We didn't like those numbers, but they are season lows. Indians fumbled twice, lost 1. Indians not punted the game. By the way, Crockett 2 penalties for 20 yards. Crockett punted 3 times for a 21.3 yard average, which included 1 block. They went for 8 yards. And so those are your final numbers. And you win 49-6, you get numbers like that.
Well, you do. But Steve, I think the biggest thing that you get out of this football game, and when you start doing film swap, because if you don't know how it works, when you play your next component, you usually hand them 2 or 3 games, and they hand you 2 or 3 games. And when they see this film, they're going to go, it takes your eyes off of the skill players and makes you start worrying about how we going to block the defensive line and how are we going to overcome a powerful offensive line. And we heard and we talked, and the coaching staff was excited. Ty Hayworth is giddy all year so far, and I think it all came together tonight. And I'm telling you, I mean, it was just a dominating performance. I mean, that's what it was.
Yep. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. Come back. We've got some awards to hand out. We'll need to name our Appalachian Orthopedic Player of the Game, our Chris Jenkins Insurance Group Offensive Player of the Game, and our Tri-Cities-Sports.com Freeman Production Defensive Player of the Game. We'll hand out those awards when we return in 2 minutes and wrap it up here from J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Once again, the final. Dobyns-Bennett 49, Crockett 6. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. Come back with those awards right here on ESPN Tri-Cities.
This is T.C. Baker, the trade-in man for Wallace Volkswagen in Bristol and Wallace Volkswagen in Johnson City. By now, you've heard the news. Used cars are fetching historic values. So we'll take any trade in any condition, even if it's not paid off. High mileage, cosmetic issues, that's okay. Rusted, busted, can't be trusted. All trade-ins are welcome. So come see me, T.C. Baker, today at Wallace Volkswagen on the Volunteer Parkway in Bristol and at Wallace Volkswagen on the corner of Oakland Avenue and Bristol Highway in beautiful Johnson City. Negative trade equity financed and new loan. Subject to lender approval. Expires month end.
At Wallace At Appalachian Orthopedics, the specially trained doctors, physician assistants, and nurse practitioners have been dedicated to providing excellence in orthopedic care since 1997. So whatever your functioning or muscle are, they're here to help you return to your active lifestyle. With offices in Abingdon, Bristol, Johnson City, and Kingsport, Appalachian Orthopedics staff is there when you need them, delivering the specialized care you can trust. Learn more about their specialties at AppalachianOrthopedics.com.
Center Street Wealth Management Group has been built around a deep respect for planning. Our commitment is to help you plan effectively, invest wisely, and make a realistic course to your future. Call Senior Financial Advisor Jeff Bedford, Tim Colvin, Greg Taylor, Natalie Wells at 423-765-1000. We proudly support the Dobyns-Bennett football team. Roll Tribe.
Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC member SIPC. Center Street Wealth Management Group is a separate entity of Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network. Since 1962, East 10 Rentals has taken care of your equipment needs. Big contractor jobs to home improvements. The highly qualified staff at East 10 Rentals can get you the right equipment tools you need to complete any job. Your Bobcat, Steel, and Gravely dealer. Rent it or buy it. East 10 Rentals. Come see us today in Johnson City. East 10 Rentals. What you need when you need it. Now back to Ingles High School football on ESPN Tri-Cities.
All right, welcome back here to J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Let's hand out our award winners for this big win over Crockett. We'll start with the Appalachian Orthopedics. We'll start with the Chris Jenkins Insurance Group, Offensive Player of the Game. By the way, Chris Jenkins, great guy. Any insurance needs you need, go down. He's on Center Street here in Kingsport. Sponsors a lot of stuff around the area as far as high school athletics is concerned. We appreciate him very much. And our Chris Jenkins Offensive Player of the Game goes to Dobyns-Bennett quarterback Jake Carson. 11 out of 15, Todd, 203 yards, I believe it was, 3 touchdown passes, and just another phenomenal performance by the Indian senior quarterback.
And to add to that doesn't show up in the stat book is how he managed the game, Steve. There was one time where he saw we didn't have enough men on line of scrimmage. He got that receiver up, kept you from a pre-snap penalty. A couple of times he audibled out of a run, saw where the blitz was coming from. The touchdown throw when he rolls out down here in the band and in the end zone next to the scoreboard, he's rolling out. Last year, we see him rush that.
Yeah.
He let the play develop, had the guy sit in that zone, soft zone, threw a strike to him. I mean, so the numbers are great, but what we're seeing with the eye and the things that he's doing and the throws that he does make, he's throwing them in positions that are maybe tough throws, that throwing them in the right spots where it doesn't get easily picked off and all that. And what he's doing at the quarterback position this year is just phenomenal of what he's bringing to the table. And this is what this football team was hoping that they thought Jake could do it, and we're seeing that.
Our Tri-Cities-Sports.com Freeman Production Defensive Player of the Game is going to go to a defender that made a big interception early in the game that sets the Dobyns-Bennett Indians up for a touchdown drive, and we don't have all those defensive numbers at our grasp, and we're just kind of going on what we remember and see. And so many things. I know Carswell was in there a bunch of times. Myers made a bunch of tackles, 2 interceptions. I think Wallace made an interception.
Yeah.
We got some tackles for loss from Christopher Harris. Kolbacki had the big sack as well. So, but Cannon Mullins also had a big interception, and he was in there a lot. You know, we called his name a lot. That's generally what we go on. Whose name did we call a lot? And Cannon Mullins' name came out a lot.
Yeah, it did, and it was a great interception across the middle. He was in a lot of plays, and we don't have like you said, we don't get to go back and watch film review before we make these decisions, but a lot of defensive players made some big plays. But also take the fact of Cannon plays special teams, and we kind of tie that defensive into special teams. On that block punt, come up and made a great catch on it to keep the field position short, and he's playing that linebacker role, but he's in that position of linebacker where he's got to cover that slot receiver, and he's just doing a great job with it. He was all over the field tonight with a lot of other guys, but really and when he had the interception, Steve, it was still in this game that we felt like we was in control of it, but it was still, a play here, play there, it's a different ball game, and a big interception, and so defensive player of the game goes to number 1, and for Dobyns-Bennett, Cannon Mullins.
Yep. Appalachian Orthopedic player of the game, and did it again. Had a great game last week. I think he's a repeat winner, but when you catch 2 touchdown passes and you play the defense that he played again tonight, Hayden Russell's just having a great senior season, and he's our Appalachian Orthopedic player again tonight.
Well, you know, we try to look at the whole picture. We try to make sure that we do share the awards around. But, I mean, if you play the way you play and you deserve awards, you do. And what Hayden Russell did tonight, Steve, was incredible, playing both ways. Like you said, the 2 big touchdown catches, but it's the plays that he made on the backside or closing the gap. The play that he played on defense, the first half on defense, it was Hayden Russell. But the play, they ran that screen play, I think, tells you about his night. They set that up perfect. And there's 10 guys out in front of the screen, and you're thinking, uh-oh. And he jets in. He's the only guy that can make a play and makes that open field tackle. And that was a huge play. And just all over the field, and a great game by Mr. Russell.
All right. Great game by all the Indians as they win it 49-6. Don't forget, Wednesday night at the Golden Corral on Eastman Road in Kingsport, Coach Christian and I will break this game down further, and we'll have a look at that next game now. He's already had a look at that next opponent, and that next opponent is the West Ridge Wolves. They are off tonight, and so they'll come in at 1-2. We will make, Dobyns-Bennett that is, will make its first trip ever to the Ridge. The kickoff has been moved back 30 minutes. It's a 7:30 kickoff at West Ridge next Friday night, and we're excited about going. I'm looking forward to climbing that ladder in the press box and get up on top of it and broadcast the game from the elements, and hopefully it's not raining and things like that. But we appreciate the folks out there that are making do with what the county provided them. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, I mean, and I appreciate Anthony Richardson and all he does, and I'll tell you what, you know, I'm afraid of heights, so I might get up that ladder. We'll worry about after the end of the game what we're going to do about getting down.
Freeman's going to freeze on the ladder. Unfortunately, we won't be on video screen.
We'll not be on video screen for that. But let's say this again, too. I mean, we can't say enough how much we appreciate Spivey King and Spivey.
Yeah.
They bring you this live stream. This live stream is at no charge. Anybody can get on it. You get around the world, and if you don't know about Spivey King and Spivey, they are a general practice law firm focusing on criminal defense and family law issues. They serve the Tri-Cities area, Kingsport, Johnson City, Bristol, and the surrounding areas, all the way Rogersville, Elizabeth, and Greenville, Irwin, Mountain City, and more. They have over 75 years of combined experience in dealing with all kinds of matters, and Rick Spivey has been someone who has supported Dobyns-Bennett athletics, academics, and everything for many, many, many years. And this is just another way for Rick to make sure that Dobyns-Bennett athletics gets out there where it belongs, and we really appreciate them. So if you do have any legal needs, call them at 423-245-4185 and listen. And if you see one of them, if you see Matt, the two Matts, Matt King, Matt Spivey, or Rick, if you watch this live stream, thank them for what they do.
And tonight's broadcast, of course, was in memory of severe coach Keith Guthrie, who passed away earlier today, and so we are remembering his family, remembering that Crockett family. Had the 2 kids injured in the auto accident as well, so lots of things to remember. We appreciate that as well.
Yeah, we do, and thank Jimmy Bertelson and Frankie DeBus and letting us be a part of this live stream broadcast. I mean, they make some tough decisions and how they do this, and they let us be part of some of these broadcasts, and we can't thank them enough and appreciate what they do and what the work they put on. Look, we see a lot of live streams for what Dobyns-Bennett has, and we up there. They got some nice stuff, but they make this broadcast look a whole lot better than the equipment they have, and appreciate Wesley and those students and to do what they do, and it's pretty cool to do.
That's pretty cool. All right, pretty cool to be here tonight. We look forward to another pretty cool night next Friday night at West Ridge. Until then, for Todd Freeman and Michael Holt, who's made his way up here. Appreciate Scott Stevens at the studio backing us up as well. Great job by him. He'll have the post-game scoreboard show coming up here as we exit. That'll do it here from J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Your final score, Dobyns-Bennett 49, David Crockett 6. Until we greet you next Friday night from the Ridge, we say thanks and so long, good evening, and roll Tribe. You've been listening to Dobyns-Bennett Indian Football, your true home for all Dobyns-Bennett sports since 1942. We're ESPN Tri-Cities. Good night and roll Tribe.
At East Tennessee State University.